your ideas are working, gives you that extra bit of a confidence boost that you need after, I would say, getting relatively stomped in the series that you just played. So want to see how this one's going to go. I already talked about both of the off lanes that they're going to do well. I also want to see what Zhang Yu is going to be building on this off lane Marcy. There is, I would say, two different routes that you could go for. One is picking up Helm of the Dominator, as you do from the carry role. The other one is to get some bracers and then tank up, get some phase boots. And then your next item could be either Aghanim Scepter, BKB, even slight chance to pick up Orchid.
It's, you know, a bit of a resurgence, I would say, in the amount of heroes getting Orchid. I feel like that item for a little while was not exactly picked up the most, but now we're seeing it even on coddles that are willing to grab an item like that. See how this goes early on. Both teams smoke, nobody really finding any sort of clash initially, but there might be something over at this top bounty rune. Doesn't look like there will be, and it will just be 2 for 2. Easy peasy. So 2 for 2 in Marcy Lion lane against this Shadow Fiend Phoenix. They're going to be able to jump in, but are they going to be able to do the damage necessary to kill these heroes? And I suspect that there's potential there early to kill off Phoenix if he's not got an Icarus dive or a way out.
Even Shadowfin, if he is out of position, Fire Spirits are going to be the extra bit of a protection, because Mars relies on dealing some right clicks. Also something that we usually don't talk about, because we don't see Marcy as much, is having Flying Couriers, which allows you to bring in extra regen in the lane, in all 3 lanes, which feels really nice. And also special delivery for Marcy, who can actually get it even faster. And this is the ability that has been buffed. It seems like Tian Ming, he's in a lot of trouble.
Yeah, Jin-Q getting that first blood with that Rubik.
Starting with Pit of Malice and Lift.
Combo. Yeah.
Yeah, usually you would see 2 other abilities, but what is going on in the bottom lane? Kaka dropping very low Fairy Fire, 3 magic stick charges. Shadow Fiend does have 1 extra raise.
Usually you'll
Fairy
see
Fire
like
on Phoenix. I think Kaka just dies. He does have a stun, and he also can't really stun both of them, so he can stun only one. We'll see which target he's going to go for. A bit of an unfortunate pause here. Gives you enough to check everything, start thinking how you're going to approach it. And Kaka, he is back. Not back from hell, but back from
again.
being disconnected.
Taking a look at the translation is you see the kill on the Kaka, and now Shiro. He was in some trouble, but a turnaround attempt here to go into this Marcy. He's having Innocence putting the pressure onto the Marcy. Why not continue to hit away at this hero? But there's that special delivery. And so far going well for Vici. They're up 2-0. Curious as to how Setsu's going to feel. He didn't exactly have the best games. Now going up against XM.
XM has been popping off
damage.
XM, his laning stage has looked very good. He did manage to solo kill a couple of heroes as well, depending on the matchup. This matchup is also in his favor, and it's already showing. Setsu, even with the Flying Courier, like, I think this Flying Courier should allow him to get maybe like extra 2 CS in this matchup, because you are bringing in Bottle earlier. But in the first couple of waves, XM, he did a very good job making sure that Setsu's not getting those CS. And top lane, we already talked about that this lane is going to struggle in terms of Mirana not being able to secure much. Level 3 is the big timing for them, because you're going to have 2 points in Firestorm, you're going to have 2 points in Fade Bolt. Even level 2, it's still super strong. Low, he's going to try to stand his ground, but already down to half HP. I also think in this matchup, as Durblade, you need to bring in 1 extra small item. This is type of a game where you need to get a bracer so that you don't die. It could potentially save you. Mirana does have leap, so she could potentially leap out if she's not in Pit of Malice or lifted, but all these constant spams are going to start to add up because you're not going to have enough regen, and they're also the ones who picked up the Lotus.
So you want Falcon Blade and Bracer for this TV? Or
yeah, Bracer as a first item. He does have Fairy Fire, Magic Wand, all of these smaller items. It definitely can make the difference. He is bringing in Fluffy Hat, which is 125 HP. It's not the regen that you get from it. It's just raw HP.
Yeah, that'll put him up above 800. Doing my math here. See how that works out for him. Stun on Tajinku for a second, but this lane looks really good for Vici for the moment. Despite the fact that they took that early Pit of Malice Telekinesis combo, worked out for him. They got first blood and are continuing to sustain in this lane. And you can see on the CS chart, it's even more and more going really well for XM as he is continuing to out-CS Setsu.
Yeah, Rubik before, back in the days, like if you skilled lift, your laning stage is over. He was really weak in the lane, not just because of that, but it was also on like 35, 40-second cooldown at level 1. Really glad we buffed it. And also his damage output, plus also adding Fate Bolt that it deals, like reduces both physical and spell damage, is the massive upgrade in the lane for Rubik. Setsu is the one who's struggling the most. He's sitting at 16-1, XM 27-8. And if you give off a good start to Slardar, he can definitely take over the game. It's also Shadowfin plus Slardar, so like the damage output is gonna be insane.
After those first 2 kills, things quieting out a little bit and just kind of sustaining in lane. Like Vici's very happy with what they're getting so far. In top lane, you can feel the pressure coming in. They're even bringing in a third hero with this Phoenix. They've got the Pit of Malice, like you talked about. They had the leap to try and get out. Now Kaka's come in with an Earth Spike, another leap. Timing low, and it looks like he'll die, but they'll trade the Rubik. Kaka, one shot from dying, will survive behind the tower and escape. A 1-for-1 trade, but it's a party up top with 3 heroes for both teams.
Jirkyu, he wanted to throw a blood grenade before he died, and then Kaka hexes him. Would definitely grab a kill, a trade kill on Kaka. And now it leaves Marcy in the solo lane, and now Tianming TP's bottom. Shiro's in a lot of trouble. Can't really
here alone
get out of this unless he gets some help. Left, not enough.
Last shot coming through, getting the kill. Tianming coming in to help out Jiang Yu. Very important to keep this Marcy in a good spot, especially getting into this Helmet Dominator earlier. And might even
caught him mid-air.
Icarus dive. Well done. That's big for this lane because it did not look like it was going well at all.
And as you said, getting some levels, getting this solo level right now. If you get to level 6 with Marcy, Shadowfiend, he's just straight up gonna die. He's level 4 on Shiro. That's has always been the downside of Shadowfiend, where he was unable to protect himself. Much better a couple of years ago when we added Requiem of Souls that does have fear. And Ming misses the arrow in the bottom lane. We're trying to play a bit more aggressive, knowing that they have no ways of stunning them, and also seeing that Rubik TP to the top lane, knowing that he can't TP for another good 20 or 30 seconds.
Experience favoring the side of Yakult a little bit, and could definitely make the difference. Like you said, when you hit that level 6 on Marcy and Shiro might just melt, he needs to be careful about where he's going to be farming at. He moves back into the jungle on the bottom side of the lane. You do have level 6 for XM. You will have access to that Corrosive Haze. That early minus armor is very important to have that early impact that you want with Slardar, and maybe he can get around and help out to find some lockdown, especially if Bach comes in, has a Pit of Malice, or they go to the Telekinesis into a Slithering Crush. The options are there.
Definitely. They have multiple options. Tianming, he's looking for something. Arrow?
Arrow
it's
hits.
Gonna connect.
They got the Dispose. Innocence, though. Avoids that Earth
slightly off the
with
mark.
the Icarus dive.
1 second too late. Sometimes it does happen. And I was talking about the importance of having extra regen in the lane against Terrorblade. He brought an extra tangos in the top lane and also finding a neutral item. He found relatively early Polywog Charm plus Bonnie Enchantment, so having that extra bit of a heal in the mid lane, they are going to make a move. Setsu is going to be on the receiving end. Good start for Jinkyu and good start on XM.
Oof. Getting the kill onto Y, though. They finally do find this Phoenix. But definitely the bigger kill coming through over mid. Marana comes in with 1 leap, but if XM can catch him in the river, that could be a problem. Doesn't have a leap for 30 seconds, not going to commit to the chase that would be required to catch up to the Marana, and now we'll pick up an amplified damage to refill that bottle and have a chance to make even more plays happen, and that's what he's going to do. He's going to come over bottom. They've got the Pit of Malice, and Marcy's going to be in trouble. Going to try and rebound out, but the Icarus dive is there. The Dispose Crush misses. Earth Spike connects, and Jingyu still trying to leave, but does look still very dead, as Shiro will get the credit for the kill onto the Marcy. And XM even diving the tier 1 tower, looking for more. Hex will lock him down with an Earth Spike and get away from this Swordar. This is all. Meanwhile, they are pushing and pressuring the tier 1 bottom with those kills, or at least Shiro was for a second.
TP's pressuring the tier 1 tower in the top lane, and there's a wraparound from Bach. Jinkyu, level 5. It seems like they don't want to really push the limits, seeing the Terrorblade is high level. Again, in the mid lane, they're always making something happen, some kind of a move. They die on one hero, but again, they are making a move on another part of the map, or Jingyu, he's getting involved. Helm of the Dominator now completed on him, and it's going to be extra way of setting things up. And we see a lot of these trade kills. Something happens on one side, the enemy team immediately, they're ready to strike.
Now finding an opening on the other side, which without lockdown means Kaka must have been out of position here for them to get that kill. He's still just level 4, yet to get that level 5. Would love to have access to that finger early on. Arrow comes in, avoided by XM. And phase shift stolen by Rubik. Definitely some good options for Rubik, especially if he can get his hands on an Earth Spike or Hex.
Earth Spike's the big one. Hex is also okay-ish. Other than that, he doesn't really have a big spell to steal. Maybe you can get a coil. Orb is okay-ish, but nothing too crazy. So most likely he's going to be looking to steal Alliance spells. Earth Spike being the big one.
Become the better Marana, steal the arrow.
It's always going to be low-level ability.
Yeah.
Because she's not getting too many levels. She's still level 5. Maybe if you could steal Moonlight Shadow, that could be pretty big.
Certainly would. This entire time, the Low is now continuing to just farm over in the top lane, and that's all going down while they'll lose the Phoenix bottom. So alleviating any pressure that's being felt on this Terrorblade by making moves like this.
Yeah, this is pretty textbook example how to remove pressure from your carry if you feel like he might be the one getting ganked. So making a move. Bach is level 7, does have Fiend's Gate available, so they could have this little bit of a global presence. Let's see if they're going to use it.
XM. Oof, Starstorm doing some decent damage there. Maybe could have thought about dropping that coil, but now Jinku comes over. He's got the Unleash. There's the Dream Coil onto the Rubik and throws out a Fade Bolt. Eventually, he will die.
I gotta respect Jinkyu for this type of a play. Even Tian Ming is laughing his ass off because they try to use Slaughter ulti, plus it also looks funny because he's a range hero. One of the funnier interactions is when Rubik steals the Walrus Sponge, and then you see it like flying, and then just explodes, just tosses him into the air.
Little green orb. When he's swinging so fast with his staff because of Unleash, it does look like a little kid who's like impersonating a swordsman. Which does give very Rubik vibes, right?
No, for sure. Yakult in the lead for the first time in this game. 1k gold lead for them. I would say on the wings of Zhang Yu, who's been very active. You know, they're trying to find something. Kaka's still level 5.
Ooh, good Hex. They do have Supernova, so they need to be careful about approaching this, but not if they can get the lockdown, like that with the arrow. So now they jump in, they'll go to the Unleash, they'll try to get the kill here onto the Marcy, but the Sunder's going to be used by Low, and he'll go into the Metamorphosis. The turnaround is here, but Jinkyu again stealing the Unleash to get a kill there on a TM Ming. Box gone, finger used. Now they'll look over at XM, trying to run away inside the river, but the Illusory Orb hits, and they get the kill there too. So 4 heroes dead on the side of Vici, thinking about the Requiem, but the Waning Rift gets the silence onto Shiro. They just don't have the follow-up lockdown to finish off this team wipe. A very good fight from Yakult.
I think TV, he went through the gates of Underlord. I think he went through it after seeing that Underlord was also going to be making that move. I'm not sure if it happened, but it did look like that was the case. And now Low is going to TP to the top lane, continue to farm up. Very good fight for them. It looked like a very good combo where they started it with the Pit of Malice, Slaughter Crush onto multiple heroes, Fade Bolt, but still not enough. Contribution from Shadow Fiend isn't really there. He needs somebody to set things up for him, somebody to have a Corrosive Haze, and we're going to see it again.
Fiend's Gate down, killing off the Phoenix before he's able to get the Supernova off. Although,
yeah,
even if
he went through the gates. He's like, yeah, these these are the gates that I'm gonna use as well to come into the fight and not even die. A lot of damage reduction on their side with Fade Bolt. It's only level 1 aura. Tian Ming should be pretty happy with
smile.
Yeah.
There's a chance we're gonna have the biggest smiles in China Dota going to TI.
Neo and Tian Ming.
Tian Ming, yeah. Might have to have a smile contest. Recoil gets used, arrow avoided, XM in trouble with the rebound. They go to the Fiend's Gate once again, but Setsu's gonna die once more. What can they steal here? It's not much in the way of anything that's gonna work out for Jinkyu, and they use that Supernova for nothing. This is not looking good for Vici, a team which was once the favorite to qualify for TI. Not looking good in this game number 1, I'll be honest.
Slightly off the mark. Phoenix, his eggs are not going off. I mean, you're playing against Mirana, you are playing against Marcy, so that's going to be much more difficult than it seems. Armut now completed on Zhang Yu. They want to take the fight.
Like Shadow and the Earth Spike. They're going to look here again for Bach. And the finger gets used. Setsu gets the kill.
All right, listen.
I'm listening.
Game 2, if you lose this one, you ban Lion, you ban Shaman. It's 1-1.
There's a lot of pressure, I feel like, for Yakult to win this series as well. Because the Kaka Curse still exists, right? Like, if they don't qualify for TI, the Kaka Curse might disband this organization.
I thought it was gonna kick in during the last series, potentially.
Yeah. It's so worrying knowing the history.
I'm a little afraid for the scaling on their side. Shadowfiend, he hasn't really done much in this game. Massive Madness now completed, 2 points in Feast of Souls. Slaughter's always going to sway the matchup if he can get the right clicks in. But I'm a little afraid because this Marcy, she's popping off. It's an insane amount of damage, kind of a forgotten hero. And also brings good protection for the team. Shared Barrier is up to 300 right now. Extra bit of a lifesteal. Base attack damage on top of that. She was playing with the Wolf right now. Does have Mud Golem. So she can find another creep, another Wolf to increase the damage because there is a lot of damage reduction on the other side.
Giving themselves just about a 5,000 net worth lead, and Zhang Yu continuing to put the pressure on. Now has that Arma going into BKB with the phase boots and everything that he's got so far. Farming well, keeping it up. And he continue. Gold there for XM, and I think that Zhang Yu is trying to jump in. He's got Kaka right near him. They're going to make that rebound move. They'll have the Earth Spike. They'll unleash, but the Telekinesis, and now the Hex gets used on XM, and the finger gets the kill. But is there really a return play available for Vici? They've committed into this, and everybody's here from YB, and that means Jinkyu's dead, and so is Bach. A double kill for this Lion.
Another perfectly timed execution from them. They were waiting up until a point where they knew they can stun lock him until Finger comes off cooldown. Again, Starter not dealing any damage. Shadowfiend not coming into this fight. And look at the damage from Zhang Yu. He's popping off 3,000 damage in a short period of time. Sometimes you do forget about the heroes that haven't been played in a long time because we don't see this hero at all. There was a period of time, I don't know, though this was a year ago or something. Time flies. Where the hero was popping off completely. Like every single game, you would see it in the safe lane with the Helm of the Dominator, putting a lot of pressure, great scaling as well. And there's going to be a relatively early BKB on top of Armut, on top of Helm of the Dominator, and some really nice high levels coming out from Marcy, level 13 already.
Find out the timing with Marcy was 6 years ago or something like that.
Yeah, probably.
It's usually what happens. Like, Rubik's back, but Rubik spent, what, a year ago not being involved in the Dota scene at all? One of the most used heroes in the game. I feel like wasn't in the professional scene for a long time.
Yeah, we've
Now
seen
he's
a
back.
couple of Rubiks here and there prior to him getting these buffs that we mentioned at the start of the game with the Fate Bolt and everything. His damage got buffed, so it does feel much nicer to play in the lane. And I'm really glad that he is back. This is such an iconic Dota hero where he makes everything better. Stealing a spell and using it better than your opponents. This has some oomph to it.
You've been loving that word this qualifier.
Yeah, been oomphin' it up.
I just giggled with my entire body to make my desk shake. I don't know what it is. Oomphing it up. Maybe hit me in the funny bone.
Considering everything with Setsu, like he did die one time in the mid lane, he managed to recover pretty nicely. He's sitting at only 1 death to his name, in top 3 on network chart, 4, 1, and 5. Getting involved does have his items available. Blink, Witchblade, very good for chasing. Shadow Fiend does have Pike. Pretty much the only item that's going to be able to protect himself. Jin Q, Shard queued up. I also want to see if he gets this Shard before Blink Dagger. I think this might be a better play overall because all they have is this single target lockdown that they want to throw onto one target. So if they commit with Marcy and with Lion coming in with the Blink Hex stun, if you can throw somebody out of that range where they can cast their spells, I think it could be pretty massive where they're going to be able to reset the fight. Except a little bit low on mana, but they do see him.
They're going to try and save him, but there's no saving him with this finger also being included. Pit Mouse is on to a couple heroes here, but again, it's committing to a fight in which they've already lost somebody who's very important and crucial to their execution, and I don't know if it's going to go well enough for them. Use that Dream Coil, the Requiem comes out, Shiro's going to die. Bach's probably next on the list as the arrow connects, and Bach's dead too. So 3 heroes, all of them being cores, die on the side of Vici, and YB continue to find success in these fights in which Vici react to try and get something to go their way, but fail to do so.
They really can't take the fight. Every single time, one hero is dead. And in a lot of these post-game recaps, we haven't seen more than 3 heroes actually dealing damage. So every single time somebody's dead instantly. Well, thanks Kaka, I guess, because he has been owning this game. Already to 4 finger stacks, ready to go. DB, lowest damage on the team. That also tells you the story about the game, because he's not getting involved, he's not dying, which means that his farm is going to be through the roof. One of the fastest farmers in the game if left untouched. Kaka going to be used as a tool to give TV some extra HP with the Sunder. And the solo kill for Setsu. This game looks very difficult for Vici Gaming. Even though XM was off to a good start, we haven't really seen him shine. He goes in, he gets stunned by Lion in most of these scenarios, and then he just dies from 100 to 0.
Yeah, he's 0-5-4 right now, having minimal impact for the team. And a hero in which you kind of need that early impact to maintain yourself. They're going to hope to go, but Setsu, he's the one who anticipates the move and makes the jump first. He outmaneuvers Vici to make that start and go to the Dream Coil. They don't follow it up with anything, but honestly, it stops Vici from making the aggressive play in. Earth Spike's a little bit of a miss, but they go to the Hex. They've got the finger. It's on a Shiro. He's in trouble. The Dispose is there. They get the kill. The Requiem in death, but Jiang Yu is going to try and run away. He's got that BKB. He's able to make himself an escape. They get the kill there on Innocence low. He doesn't have access to Sunder anymore, but he got that kill out of the Phoenix. He does have an Aegis, so it doesn't quite matter as he'll pop that Metamorphosis. They land the arrow. It's onto the Underlord. They drain all that mana away from him, and it's another kill here for the side of YB. And that all starts because the Marcy, Zhang Yu, makes that anticipation that Vici are coming and jumps in first.
He jumps in first with the freshly bought BKB, 9-second BKB, where they don't have many abilities that go through debuff immunity. Sure, you have like Slardar, but I don't think that's enough. Slardar also doesn't feel too comfortable fighting into TB. It's not the hero that he can lock down. And again, Setsu still had that amplified damage up and running. So he blinks in, lands a 2-man coil, and with Parasma, slows them down so much And again, like Lion from the back lines, free casting, even fighting through the Crimson Guard. 6% only for Dota Plus, which I do have to agree with this time.
Definitely one of the few times it feels like the percentage is spot on.
It usually is. Sometimes there's gonna be like a scenario where you're like, what is going on? But these are millions and millions of games of data that we have, or data that we have, where one of the reasons why Dota Plus is so accurate when it comes down to predicting the outcome of the games.
I just say it like that. With data?
Data.
Data. Huh. That's how one of my friends pronounces Dota. He always asks me, he goes, how's the Dota life?
Data?
I'm like, it's good. It's all right, you know? And then they ask me if I'm doing any data. When will these boomers understand?
Yeah, I'm the data analyst. working with numbers. I mean, I am working with numbers after all. 13k gold lead for them. Seems like they're ready to not really close it out, but 2 more fights and this one could be over. Fight?
Yeah, it could be over right here if Shiro dies. I mean, they are pressuring in and just continuing to shut down this Shadow Fiend who has no success. 50 seconds dead. Dream Coil was used. They'll back away, go for the tier 2 tower, but it could be more. They have this ward top has given them some great vision.
Yeah,
and
that's
it's given them knowledge about XM being up there knowing that Shiro is alone.
Yeah, we've seen the exact same ward yesterday where Shinkyu landed a very good shackle. Like if we're talking about the same ward on the side near the outpost.
Yes.
Yeah. So that was the one where he blinked in and landed a 2-man shackle that almost got them back into the game.
Give him the information here to go get this kill on XM Setsu on a monster kill streak. Not much standing in their way of continuing on this pressure and making sure that Vici just don't have anywhere to breathe on this map.
Zhang Yu, he's going to bring another item. Dasher, so even with the BKB available on both cores, which they're trying to farm, both of them are a recipe away. Once you get that, you're still not going to feel comfortable because of all that extra clicks, extra attacks that you are getting from Marcy. He even has Defiant Shell as his neutral item, as a tier 2. We'll see if he decides to keep it, depending on what he's going to be able to find. But this is also another very good item on Marcy that you can keep as a replacement for even most of the tier 3 neutrals.
Such a lead here. What do you do for Vici? I mean, is the extent of them having that chance of winning all on the potential of just an overextension from YB?
They're very tanky. They also have extra bit of a save coming out from Marcy if needed. You have a good way of tankiness. Marana does have Solar Crest going into Vlad's next. Medallion, they understand where the damage is coming from, so they're itemizing correctly, knowing that most of the damage is going to be physical. Setsu building into Shiva's guard. 17 armor that you get from this item just feels extremely strong, slowing them down, slowing their attack speed by 40, even during their BKBs. It did say in one of the patch notes that it did work through BKB, but it didn't. I love those patch notes that we write them, but they're incorrect, and then we have to fix them later on.
Write that down, write that down. Gotta fix that. You can see they're just trying to farm up anywhere on the map. You've got Y all the way at the top end of the Dire side. Trying to farm while XM's on the bottom side of the map. Anything to get some farm right now. He wants this Hex, which could be a big item if he does get it, but he's so far away from the gold to get this item.
Yeah, I also want a lot of things in life, but very far away from them, though. He's sitting at 2k gold. That's not happening. He might not even be able to purchase Mystic Staff in this one. if they decide to go, I mean, they're gonna wait on Yakuto Bros until Roshan respawns, take it for themselves. Doesn't seem like Vici Game is gonna be able to contest Roshan. They're getting all these armor items that I just mentioned. There is Vlad's and Shiva's available on their side now. Knowing that there is, most of their damage is physical, coming up from 2 cores. It's relatively easy to itemize, so you're slowing them down. Supports are building into armor items, Solar Crest being the big one. Now you have Vlad's to amp up some of that damage as well.
That'll get delivered, and they smoke. It looks like Vici's going to make a desperation play to try and capitalize on them going for Roshan, maybe making a play happen, but I say that they smoke up together and just don't even move that direction, so they're not going to go that way. They're actually going to smoke and then just bail on this. There is some obs in the area that may have seen that smoke, but Vici, they disperse, and they do not want to try and fight this.
They cannot. I do respect Yakuto Bros for trying to go for the play. Roshan's roar is on 60-second cooldown, so it only roars once most of the time, which does allow you to go for fake back. You go into smoke and try to find something, and then you can finish the Roche. And Vici Gaming, they have one more fight. If they lose this fight, this is pretty much GG. They're going to be able to clean up with all this damage, all the attack speed that they do have. They need a very good base defense. The problem is there isn't that like clear execution when it comes down how they're going to be approaching the fight. They could try to spam it out with the Underlord, with the Rubik, see how it's going to go, but they also have banner planted. This is level 1 banner. AoE is not the biggest, but it gives you just enough for TB so that he can siege the high ground while Metamorphosis is up, and he still has half of the duration ready.
They don't really care about the banner that was over mid, but to be sure to try and protect this bottom set of racks. Icarus dive in. Nothing in a response just yet. Won't have that, though, anymore. Down to half health on that Phoenix. Jump in with the Shiva's Guard. They go to the silence with the Waning Rift on XM. They just don't have to put this heavy commitment in. They take the tier 3 tower bottom. They back out. There's no need for them to overextend.
3.5 minutes left on the Aegis. Metamorphosis is going to be up in the next minute, so they're probably going to just wait it out and go for another round. There's also going to be Satanic available for TB on top of Daedalus, Serrated Shiv. The damage output is insane. I also feel like I haven't seen Shadowfiend dealing the damage in the game. He did have a couple of right clicks. His Requiems didn't connect. He also got completely shut down in the lane, and now another what we call desperation smoke, where they need to find something. Maybe somebody's going to be very greedy, try to find something in the jungle on the other side of the map. But so far, Yakuto Bros, they've been clean in this game.
The question is, do you want this smoke to find just one, or would you mind getting 3 heroes here in a spot like this? It's just so difficult to find the exact move, even with that smoke that you need.
I don't know if they can find anything. They need to go back. It's the base defense for them. Metamorphosis is off cooldown. They're ready to go. Marcy, Abyssal Blade completed. You have a guaranteed way of stopping Shadowfiend, even locking down Flutter once he goes in. And you can burst him. With one Abyssal Blade ulti, he's gonna die from 100 to 0, even through the BTV. Low, ready to go for the high ground.
Slither Crusher gonna try and make a play, but he's got the Aegis, so even going in on this is so dangerous, and the damage back on XM pushes him away. He popped that BKB early, and now you've got no BKB on Sorter.
Crimson also used Pit of Malice, coming off cooldown. The gates are pretty big. He even purchased Casual Chasm Stone, extra 40 AoE, just to make sure that it covers the whole screen. Whole entrance.
Where's that chasm? This is quite tough. Icarus dive sets you in, but there's the Pit of Malice once more, and low if he really needed to. He could sunder somebody, but he's got an Aegis, and
Kaka
let himself
again.
go down. But level 3 Sunder, 40-second cooldown. Why not just use it, I guess?
He also has
Lions
Satanic
also
as an
got
option.
Tranquils.
If the camps are not cleared on the sides, you can go in there, go back to full HP. Minute left on the Aegis. You can still see the power of Underlord defending the high ground, but I think they could also potentially just go in and try to force a fight. Crimson Guard makes it slightly more difficult to kill the base. It's a very good item for base defense, and you also have Atrophy Aura, but you already killed the barracks, at least ranged ones. Melee are still open. Glyph available for Radiant team.
You go back and they just continue to farm, playing this very safe. Which isn't shocking, honestly, that they're playing it this safe, because I do kind of agree that they could have just jumped in and finished the game. But after last series, I think they don't
Oh,
want to take those
absolutely not.
chances.
Yeah, I mean, I'm a bit of a chaotic person when it comes down to Dota. Been always aggressive, but I would say for them, in a game where it matters so much, can't really blame them for taking another 2-3 turns to make sure that the buildings are gonna die. We saw that literally there is no coming back from mega creeps, especially if you kill them super early on. You can just brute force a fight. Eventually, the buildings are gonna die.
There's nothing here that really warrants them having to overextend, right? Like, they have the heroes that are available to poke. Every time you've got Metamorphosis, you just poke. You can go for it. It's nothing too crazy. It's not a big commitment to just go meta, throw the damage in while you can, and when it runs out, back up. Who cares? Now the thing is, you can still fight while he's got the shard, because he'll have access to Demon Zeal, and that'll make him feel a little bit stronger outside of that Metamorphosis.
He doesn't want to be in melee mode. That's the thing. Having to get slightly closer, maybe getting lifted into Requiem could be a bit tricky. They have a relatively good amount of lockdown. Nothing too crazy, but with Slardar plus Rubik, maybe he steals something from Lion. They could potentially burst him down from 100 to 0.
Still stuck in this base.
Now it feels like they're going to be stuck in their base for a really long time, especially if Yakult Bros, if they want to play it safe. If they don't want to risk anything, they can wait out for the next Roche and then go again. I think that might be the smartest choice. It might not be the most interactive one for the viewers, but this is how you need to close out the games. There's nothing that they're doing right now on Vici Gaming on the map. They're stuck in the base. You're out farming them. If you look at the mini-map, they're pretty much farming the whole map, and TB is constantly sending out the illusions, providing the farm, providing the vision for the team, making sure that they're not making any moves.
Talked about how Phoenix might have that opportunity to go get a Hex a long time back, but I believe he bought out on the Shard, so he hasn't bought any components of said Hex.
Can't really blame him. He just wanted to have something for the fight. Instead of opting to go for the big item, bring something that can maybe right now make you a comeback in the game. And Low, farming on the completely opposite side of the map, while the rest of the squad is trying to find something here. Whoever leaves the base,
he's gonna be dead, and XM might be that guy. He's got BKB, he jukes, he's got Blink Dagger in 4, and actually ends up surviving that. Now he doesn't have BKB, which is so crucial for him feeling comfortable about jumping in anyway. No Dream Coil for 30 seconds. Unleash, jump in, they'll find themselves Shiro, he's dead immediately. Never stood a chance. And we'll use that Unleash to get the bottom set of racks while the top are being taken by Low. They'll Glyph. They have buyback available on Shiro. They would certainly love to hold without it. Ooh, Arrow connects on Phoenix. And now the jump into the back line. Waning Rift on 3. That's a silence hitting all these heroes that are looking to defend. And like you said, early megas makes it feel as though you just do not have a chance, and they'll call GG.
I mean, they understand. They have no business left in this game. It was a bit of a slow and painful death type of a game where they're stuck in the base. They got overran. This Marcy that they brought.
Yakult can clean this up and shut it down. Take the 2-0, go to TI, and try to give themselves a chance to be the first Chinese TI winner since 2016. 10 years. It has been a long time, but the dream still stands true for a lot of these Chinese players. Can they get it done? And there have been plenty of attempts here from the players that have existed on these teams to try and make themselves a TI champion, but it has not been easy at all. It has not been a lot of success here for China at the international, and these qualifiers have been very tight.
They've been very tight indeed, and let's see if they're going to be able to find something. Low.
Low's in trouble. Nightmare. And the power shot. Low in trouble under the tier 2 tower. Is going to die here. Bot getting that first blood. Not what you want to see with that Templar Assassin. But it does look as though it'll line up at least for 3 bounty runes for the side of Yakult. So getting a little bit of extra gold. Setsu gets onto the high ground. He's playing this Pangolier over mid against this Snapfire. Just interested to see how these matchups end up going, especially now. They're going to try and get this range creep out of the way and set this lane up for success. All these Chinese teams that have played in this qualifier trying to be the next Chinese player to etch their name on the Aegis next to guys like Hao, Zhao 8, Banana, Bach himself as Faith Beyond. Zhou.
Banana, you say?
I say Banana.
It's a nickname I haven't heard in a really long time.
One of my favorites. I
No,
do
China
love a
had
good...
China had some really cool names. We saw earlier in the qualifiers, Ice Coke. We had Salad, also known as
used to be
Cat
Cat Feces.
Yeah.
I think after he qualified for his first Valve-sponsored tournament, he had to change that one up. They were like,
gee, I wonder why.
Yeah, potentially hurts advertising. Taking a look at the bottom lane. Low gave up that first blood, but see how he controls the lane here. Brought with Silencer. They're bringing the pain here with Silencers, I want to say. Bach and Jingqiu, especially, we've seen some great moments from him on this Windrunner. We'll continue to go that way, and we take a look over mid. As bottom lane, there was a Shackle that came through onto Tiaming, and he looks like he's dead and will drop. Shackle connects. They pick up the Infernal Blade. They get the kill there. Kaka also getting run at by Shiro while the chase is on from Jiang Yu. Try and take out Y. And one shot from death, but ends up surviving under the tower and pops that salve. He's going to be able to stay in the lane. And this Timber unable to capitalize and get that kill. Earth Spike onto the Ursa. He won't be able to finish off the Lion, but they continue to just trade back and forth. And this Timber's needs to get out of...
He dropped too low. Does have Timber Chain. It's a lot of mana commitment that he went for. He tried to get a kill with Whirling Death and Timber Chain. A lot of the times we don't see it anymore nowadays, and we are putting a points in reactive armor to have that extra bit of a trade capability in the lane. So he will need to bring some extra regen and might even die here if they decide to maybe step up. But they also don't have that much mana on Bane. Does have one spell available.
One spell, we'll see which one he takes. The Lions, of course, go 1-1-0, but you want to get that mana drain to start slurping on some mana. Get yourself access to just being able to throw out more spells here as Kaka, one of the most proficient Lion players in all of China history. In all of history, I think...
Of Dota.
Internationally.
Period, yeah. Probably there's one guy that has more Lion games than Kaka. We don't know what Kaka's doing in his pubs. We're not aware if he's, spamming Lion every single game. I've been very impressed by Setsu, I gotta say. The way that he's been managing to play in some of these matchups. This matchup, 23-8, still doing pretty good. 17-1. You're not gonna be able to kill Snapfire, she becomes super tanky, builds into this ring of protection early on because you are playing against Pango, who's all about the physical, which she's going to turn into Soul Ring later on. Very difficult and very tanky hero to kill.
Cookie lands over mid. Well, top lane they are looking for Jiang Yu again. Can't quite get the damage out. Please lock him down, and you can see the back and forth continues, but right now XM has the level over XM. At least at this exact moment. There's that level 5, and we'll continue to trade back and forth. Setsu's been playing really well, and we had talked about how he really hadn't been involved in professional Dota for a long time. Outside of some qualifiers, his last appearance in a professional Tier 1 tournament was Betboom Dacha Dubai with LGD.
Oh, that was
in 2024.
Quite some time ago. But still, having these performances showing that willing to play competitive even after missing out for a relatively long time, still being on top of the game. Something that a lot of players struggle with is keeping the consistency, especially once you leave a good team and then you're unable to join for something. You also lose a little bit of will to play because you know, you kind of feel that you still have it in you, but you also can't find the teams you can compete. And something to talk about is Shiro. We wanted to see him on a more active carry hero, a hero that can take over the game. Ursa is definitely that type of a hero that wants to fight. It's not like I farm for 25 minutes without doing anything. It's Battle Fury plus a Blink Dagger. Basically means go time, go for all the objectives on the map. First kiss is used.
And this is a kill.
It's gonna drop.
Throw some shots on to Setsu, who has to swashbuckle, thinks about going into the Rolling Thunder. They've got the Hex. The Shackle connects onto the Lion, who is in a lot of trouble. Cookie connects and just trying to keep Kaka alive, gets the Earth Spike down. It doesn't matter. XM, he's got a double kill, and it's a 4-0 and 2K lead for Vici early on.
Lanes are going really well. Mid lane, as you said, it's not a lane that you're going to win. They started with the first blood in the bottom lane, which gave Doom an extra item, basically getting a bracer from that one. And I still have my doubts about Templar Assassin as a hero. Her innate ability doesn't seem to really do much. Before, it was Third Eye, where she could see where Roshan is when he's respawning. And now, this is meditation. Like, as a carry, you don't want to be standing still. You're getting the region, but you're also not moving the map across the map. You're not getting the value out of you getting the gold. So it does feel a bit of a weird one. It doesn't synergize well with what the hero wants to do.
Yeah, kind of an odd one that might need a little bit of a change, quite honestly. Low. Trying to farm up, get the Falcon Blade going to the Desolator. It'll take some time for them to get there, and can the rest of the team open up the game for the Templar Assassin? Because you do get that Desolator, and then you have that thought, right? Can I get involved now, or do I want to go and get a Blink Dagger? I guess we'll see what point we're at the game to kind of figure that out. Still continue to see good things from Setsu over mid. XM's been playing very well. He wants another chance of going for the Aegis. As close as he can be in that previous TI without winning it. Rolling Thunder stops the Mortimer's Kiss. It's just not in time. Gaming's still going to die, and that's going to be his third death of the game. And a Rolling Thunder that really doesn't net them anything. Setsu still now kind of struggling. And this is something you talked about Mortimer's Kiss as being a very big damage output early on. Getting to that quickly enough has now netted them a couple of kills for each one used.
I'm gonna say I'm a little worried for Yakult Bros in this one. They're not getting the levels. Timbersaw, he got shut down in the lane. He is the lowest network core at the moment, level 5 only. This is the hero that wants to be oppressive once he gets to his level 6. Constant harassment. Against Bane, against Ursa, he can't really do that. Kaka, also in trouble.
Nightmare. Shiro coming in, and this is going to be a Hex out of the Ursa, but quickly turns and kills off Kaka. So another kill here for Vici, and really no signs of slowing down.
No, they don't have the playmaker. Setsu, his diffusal blade is not going to be well timed. Does have treads, doesn't have a single component of that diffusal blade yet, 9.5 minutes in. Templar Assassin, also a slow hero, doesn't want to join up until you have a Desolator, so that's going to take another good 5-ish minutes. Supports not high level enough. Silencer so far, maybe you were right. Haven't really seen this hero pop off. It does feel like it's a bit of a bait pick. It looks that good of a game, but also in the lane, it's not really doing much. And these are professional e-gamers that know how to trade, know the limits of the hero. Ian Ming trying to desperately to find some levels in the bottom lane to get himself to level 6. Why? Blocking the camp. Knowing that this is where Templar Assassin and Timbersaw, they want to be getting some extra farm.
And they definitely need it too. And it looks as though, especially with the way that they've queued up the items, the Templar Assassin alone wants to just go straight to the Desolator. So the question becomes from there, are you going to try and fight with just that Deso? Or are you going to wait to get that next item? Shackle connects, and this is Silencer in trouble again. Power Shot flies through, but they're not going to dive the tower, at least not initially. They do have 2 heroes over mid. And Kaka also looking for that level 6. You want that burst in damage, you want that Finger of Death, to see if you can maybe find a kill here with a little bit of help. Just do not have the options currently. With travel finished off for the Snapfire. With the ability to get down towards bottom, which is exactly what he does. Cookie onto Bach, and that's a kill again onto the Silencer.
That should be the tower. I don't think they can respond to this. They have Catapult, 3 heroes, Doom available. Even Shiro is going to show up.
They really just want to open up this map. One of the biggest things for a lot of these teams in these victories is their ability to keep vision up. And right now, for Vici, they have great vision across the map. Continuing to just expand their information that they've got going for them, and they're 1 creep away from having this Finger of Death available, but still lacking the ability to have that burst damage, and still don't have access to the global silence. Meanwhile, Y, he gets access to Fiend's Grip now, and finally, Lion hits 6, and he's got that Finger, and they also get the global silence. So they'll try to get a kill here, thinking about the Finger, there it is, and with him silenced, ends up being +2, -2. Kaka getting a kill there.
Yeah, those +1, -2 stacks at this point of the game, they don't really matter anymore. You're not snowballing.
No.
Maybe later, they're going to start to add up on Lion, but a lot of the time you see him only getting 1 stack per Finger of Death used because he needs to keep the distance. He can't really just go in and start hitting people. But a kill is a kill.
You sure he can't fight back against this Ursa? Just in melee form?
Against Doom with Radiance. I also like that Bach is going for Radiance. This is a bit of a newer trend that we've seen from Amar, who, like, we've seen different auras, like drums being picked up, but it's more about the scaling, especially because Doom with AoE Shivas have been changed as an item. It gives you AoE, and then you have Tendrils of the Deep, AoE Doom. So everything synergizes nicely. Bach, can they get this kill?
Oh,
very good.
God.
Shackle.
Good Shackle. Does it save the Doom? They go to the global silence. The Rolling Thunder came in. There's 4 heroes around. They need to leave. It's time to bail. They got the Nightmare on Akaka. They might get a kill onto that. Fiend's Group committed onto the Silencer. Both supports are going to die. There's nowhere for them to go. No escape. And they will get 2. Good Shackle to slow down the initial jump from Yakuto.
If Global is used immediately, I think they get a kill, and maybe they get another kill after that, but slightly too late, and now they pay the price. Timbersaw was also not involved in that fight, farming in the top lane. Something that we usually don't see as an item on Timbersaw is Phase Boots. That's an item that you only see against certain matchups, against Ursa to give you extra bit of armor. Against Doom, it's also okay because you have extra bit of a movement speed, so you can try to run away from it. I've seen it against mostly like physical lineups, and because you are going for more damage-oriented build, where you're putting only 1 point in reactive armor, you want to have that explosive damage, but you also want to have some armor so you don't die instantly.
Courier. Gonna get killed. Very available to get shackled right now. Windrunner just kind of looking for an option. Cookie gets dropped down, and Power Shot misses. Aka's here ready with a finger, and they're going to turn this around to get a kill. Somehow the Silencer survives in a game in which Silencer has not had much success doing that. But they do end up getting killed there, and another stack on that finger just to. They smoke, and like I said, Templar Assassin going to go for this Blink Dagger. Low is trying to get involved for a moment over bottom, but realizes does need a little bit of that gap close to get the damage out there and help out with this Deso.
Without Falcon Blade, he doesn't have that much mana to work with unless he holds still. Just hold still and meditate with Inner Peace. Fuck.
Trap
Room
popped.
available.
Earth Spike and the kill. There's the damage coming in.
A lot of stacks. A lot of things, a lot of big numbers that they can have on top of their abilities. 4 for Lion. Sorry, 2 for Lion, 4 for Silencer. And Templar Assassin starting to get some Deso charges. It's a feel-good type of a ability to have, knowing that you see the number goes big, the number goes brrr, you're like, yeah, it makes me very happy.
The Inner Peace number? Is that what you're talking about?
That number as well, even though you don't see it as much. It just keeps flickering.
Yeah, that's all I'm seeing. It's just that flickering up. They'll stop the Fiend's grip with that Global Silence, get a kill there onto Y. Another 2, and they are going to start to really chip away at this lead. It was 6,000, now it's 3,000, and Yakult finally starting to field a response to the advantages of Vici that they had in this early part of the game.
Shiro is going to start to get involved now with the Blink Dagger picked up. In the next minute or two, if they manage to find the opening in the bottom lane, they could definitely turn that into Roche. Tormentor available in 3.5 minutes. This is what Ursa is going to be playing for. But as you said, they managed to stabilize the lead that Vici Gaming had, which is pretty impressive. Thanks to Kaka again and his Lion moving across the map. After he finishes off this camp, it's going to be Blink Dagger for him. Global Silence off cooldown.
So, he's not the first one. He's not the first point of contact. They will use the Doom onto this Pangolier, and he's dead. So they will back away. You said they might be able to go for Roche, and it's certainly a possibility. They ping it out immediately.
That's how you play with Ursa. Even Templar Assassin. The problem is there's Templar Assassin on the other side, which means you take the Aegis away from this hero. This is the hero that kind of relies on having the Aegis. Great matchup against the Doom if you can hold the Aegis, not being threatened by it. And very textbook example from Vici Gaming. Finger
used, Meld Strike gets the kill onto the Bane. They're stopping his attack onto Roche.
TP. This could be pretty big.
Arcane Curse was onto the Roshan. Now they're going to go with the Mortimer's Kisses. Oh, Timbersaw comes in. They get the kill on a Bach, but they end up losing low. Shackles hit. Kaka dead. Double kill for XM. They'll go back into Roche. Pangolier's on his way. Can he get here in time for a Rolling Thunder or anything of the sort? No. Aegis snatched. Technically killed here by the Radiant side.
Extra bit of gold coming out from them. Almost 700 gold from Chakra Magic for the whole squad. If Pango's there, this fight is completely different. They could also use the Global Silence. Okay. Tian Ming just going in and feeding.
All right.
You really wanted that double damage.
Didn't even get it. Did not even get it. Aegis now in the hands of the Ursa. They do get the gold from killing Roche. That's all right to push them towards these next few items. They want to get this Force Staff on the Lion, but Vici now have this opportunity with the Aegis to really break open the game.
I'm looking at the neutral items. They're still holding on to Ash Legion Shield.
Legion Shield.
Playing against TA Pango. It's all about that physical.
Who is Ash in the Dota lore? It's not, well, I guess it's not Ash's Legion Shield, and now they got rid of all of them.
I don't know. Ash Ketchum, I guess.
That's what I was thinking. Gotta catch them all, and that's certainly something you can do when you've got Blink Dagger and the control that they have. See if they go for this. They do have vision. They had vision of Setsu for a second. They started to rotate over. Templar Assassin closing in on getting this early Dragonlance, just a bit of gold away from that. 25 to be precise, so a creep or two, and then we're in. And they've got that Dragonlance. Basher picked up for the Ursa, and BKB is next on the list. And you can see the core separation in net worth is what is making up a majority of this net worth lead.
I think it's Silencer who's making the difference. And again, Vici Gaming playing in the bottom part of the map, trying to get the pick off and then turn that into Tormentor. Doom came off cooldown dock. He turned off Radiance in the bottom part of the map. He does not want to show where he's standing, and there he is.
Shackle. It hits. Global Silence comes out. Ursa's in a little bit of trouble, but does not die. They were looking for the damage. Timber Chain back. They don't get the Aegis out of the hands of this Ursa. Mortimer's Kisses. It's going to slow up these heroes to try and run away from Shiro and the rest. Swashbuckle again just does not connect, and they will lose both supports on the side of Yakuto.
In the last couple of fights, Setsu, he's not going in. I guess he's also giving some respect to Bane's grip. They have Global Silence to follow it up, and you can see the damage. Basically, Lion dealing 100 damage, and the rest of the squad was ready to immediately go back because they don't feel fight ready.
Once that Global Silence gets used,
yeah, it's all Joel. If they don't get the kill during Global Silence, it feels like they can't take a fight, especially because Ursa is still holding onto the Aegis. We gotta kill him twice. Doom becoming very tanky. We'll have BKB for the next fight. This is a big kill if they can get it.
Yeah, XM, he is low, but will finally die. Can they get Zhang Yu out of this one? Can he Timber Chain away? No, he can't. Shiro's got the credit for that. They do get the kill on an XM, which was worth a hell of a lot of gold. Big time gold going the way of the Pangolier of Setsu. Important that he gets whatever item he wants next, because he's holding 2,500. What do you think he's going for? Has this Diffusal as well as the Blink?
Aghanim Scepter.
That's what I was thinking.
I mean, maybe there's a chance that he goes for Lotus Orb. That's a protection against Bane's grip.
Earth Spike, Finger, and the kill. And now they might even get Shiro, but he's going to start to turn and maybe even think about going back. They don't have everybody, but they do have Doom, and they do have a couple of heroes nearby.
They're having some damage issues as well. So I don't know if he can get away with picking up the Lotus Orb, but that's definitely what he's thinking about. How the fights are going to be played out, seeing that your Silencer isn't really doing much other than being a Global Silence. Does have GPM at least. That's going to help him get some item online. Does have Force Staff in the quick buy, and in the next couple of minutes, if he doesn't die, we'll have it.
Will be interesting to see what kind of impact Silencer will have moving forward.
So far, feeding impact died 7 times, 0 and 7 at the moment.
He's got 5 assists though. He's involved in 5 of the 9 kills. Gale Force, Setsu pulled back and needs to run. They've got the smoke on a couple of these heroes for Yakuto, but they are going towards top to try and get a kill on a Bach. Can they get the blink? BKB turnaround. Doom used on Lion. And they've got the stun on a low. He is in trouble. He needs to run. Silencer going to try and silence up Bach. Global Silence is used. That's going to stop the Mortimer's Kisses. The turnaround, the kill on a Bach. And now they go to the Rolling Thunder with the blinking from Shiro trying to take out Tiaming.
Good force staff.
There it is again. They will kill off this Silencer. But can they go and get this Ursa? Doesn't have the Aegis anymore. Fiend's Grip used, low control. Can they get the extra damage?
No damage.
They don't have anybody to follow this up, but they got Shackle to get
Blink.
the extra stun. Shiro back in, Low's dead. Setsu trying to get at least one more. Here comes the Timber
that
Saw.
cookie.
Shiro, the cookie, the stun on 2. But Shiro turns this on a Zheng Yu. They've got the shackle connecting to nothing, but it doesn't matter. He ends up dead anyway. Angolier, Nightmare, power shot. Setsu shield crashing, but still dead. And that will be a full team wipe in favor of Vici Gaming.
These fights are much closer than I would expect them to be. It feels like if they had another round of items, let's say Silencer, he has his own defensive item. Templar Assassin has Crystallis, which is a relatively cheap item. The Timbersaw, he was also very close to killing Ursa. They need that extra bit of damage in every single fight, and could have been an even trade, maybe even in their favor. Also, the way that they were fighting, if Kaka gets a Hex there, they should be able to burst down Doom straight away. So he dies first. They don't have the finger. They don't have that extra bit of a control that they might need against Ursa. So even with this deficit, it's still difficult for them to fight. But if they get the jump properly, I think they can manage to make a comeback in this game.
Seems plausible, but is it going to happen? Vici force a game 3 where all of a sudden we've got a BO1 for TI. With multiple slots available in the region, this doesn't become a BO5 style qualifier. It's a BO3, so things are always a little bit tighter in a BO3 in qualification settings.
Dire are scanning.
Kaka trying to survive with that Ghost Scepter. And you were talking about maybe Pangolier looking to get that Lotus. He ends up going to the Ags, but the Lotus is going to be picked up, if he ever gets the gold, by Silencer.
Eventually, you're going to get there. With GPM, right now it's 75, goes up to 100 with the next level. I mean, Aghanim Scepter and Panko is the correct choice. I did say that they have no damage. Kaka, they need to run.
TPs, they're out. Good escape, because they were getting pinched from the back.
Bottom tower is under attack.
And that could have been a devastating blow. They're really trying to just maintain themselves for the moment. Something they really need to do. Well, would love to get this Daedalus. He's got the finishing parts of a Crystallis coming through. And Timber wants this Aghanim Scepter, which will make him that much more tanky against this lineup. If you get to this Lotus, though, for Silencer, and all of a sudden you reflect a Doom out.
Doom, anything from Bane. Bane can't really cast his spells. It's very nice against Shackle. You see it flying. You can definitely use it. Could be the turnaround point in the game if you get the good Lotus off. And now Setsu queues up his. We talked about him probably debating between the two items and which direction he wants to go first. If they had Aghanim Scepter in that top fight, it could have been a much different fight. Let's see who gets the jump.
They make the jump. They doom up this Pangolier. They find Low. They hit the Shackle. The Earth Spike comes in, but it's not going to be enough for Low to survive just yet. He goes into the Refraction. He gets the TP attempt out. The Hex is there. The Cookie. Oh, they got the Nightmare. It doesn't matter. Setsu and Low both dead. They are looking for the Silencer. The Shackle connects to, I believe, a tree that's embedded inside the rocks of the Roche Pit. And Kaka's dead too.
The fights are getting more and more difficult. They're not the ones getting the jump, which means that they can blink in with the BKBs. They have no abilities that go through debuff immunity other than Global Silence, but if you already have your Overpower up and running, you're gonna be dying, and now we have it. Like, this is the reason why Doom feels super strong. You have this Riverborn aura, so you're fighting inside the river. A lot of the times there was one game during Dream League where they were fighting with like Slaughter on the team, so there's always going to be extra bit of a trail that you use, like extra bit of a river, so you're still getting the benefits from it. And also Congregations of the Deep, basically mini Ravage, synergizes nicely with the Shiva's guard that you're going to pick up, so bigger AoE overall.
Second Roche goes to Shiro. This time they do claim the life and the Aegis. Last time, technically a snatch. Going into that last fight, they had Timbersaw, not purposely, he just ended up being farming on the opposite side, but isolated away from the team, couldn't help out. Made a big difference. Her Spike Finger used, being in trouble. They'll end up trading Taka, they get the kill on him wide. They look for the Windrunner, who's able to get out via the cookie. And Bach trying to get the control onto the Timbersaw, but can't quite get that. And Setsu's going to be forced to swashbuckle away as the Rolling Thunder ends, but Shiro's there. The Mortimer's Kiss is committed, and that's a 2-for-1 for a Bane. That ain't it. And they know where Low is. They see him. They've got an obs on this Twin Gate.
They don't have enough. Like, you can see them struggling, dealing the damage, even killing the second support. To why? He was watching. He still has buyback available. You're fighting underneath the tier 2 tower. Can easily come back into the fight. So gotta be aware. And also, this matchup, Templar Assassin against Ursa, usually it is in favor of Templar Assassin because the way that she plays the fights, maybe before even more, because of the Aghanim Shard, where you still had the silence. Nowadays, it increases the bonus damage, and you can use this while being disabled. So that's like something, but it's not the craziest thing nowadays. Maybe in other matchups, but in this one, you would definitely love to have that extra bit of a silence.
Timber going to clean up this mid wave as he's going into a Lotus. Everybody wants a Lotus.
It's that good of a game for it.
Oh, yeah. Well, if only they could, the viewers of the Oprah Winfrey Show, they could all get a Lotus for free. Look under
They
your
can get
seat.
3 Lotuses on the
There is a
side in the Lotus pool.
And they are greater. It says it in the name. Is triple Lotus timing the timing I think it is?
They seem to be far behind in terms of how much damage they can deal. There's also items that we haven't talked about on side of Vici. This is Shiva's Guard, great against Templar Assassin, great for vision games, so Ursa can choose his target, and also holding the Aegis for another 2.5 minutes.
Oh,
Shackle
Timber
does
again.
connect.
Caught by the Shackle, bashes connecting, but he's got that Ags. Maybe that's enough to keep him alive. They go to the finger. Shiro's actually a little bit low. He's got this Aegis. Will pop that ulti. He's enraged, but the Global Silence follows it up. They go to the BKB. They're going to try and get the damage out of Jingyu. It's baited with the Global Silence. Shackle connected. Fiend's Grip is there. Low is dead. What the buck?
Oh, you got doomed. I mean, this game looks completely lost. I also can't believe that Jingyu decided to come back into the fight. I guess he learned that these stacks from Ursa, they last for a really long time. And he got hit, I don't know, he had 12, 13 stacks of Fury Swipes, came back, died in 3 hits afterwards.
11:30. 3 hours. Banner placed on the mid tier 3, and this is at least a tier 3, if not a set of racks. A lot of professional experience on the side of Vici. A lot of TI experience on the side of Vici. Just trying to make sure that they can lock in and potentially go to TI, force a game 3. Got 2 prior TI champions, part of that team that last won TI for China. And then a lot of experience between Jingyu and XM in terms of getting to the grand finals. But on the side of Yakuto, Setsu's last TI was 2018. The only TI he's ever been to.
That's so long ago. We'll need to step it up. This game kind of looks cooked. They probably have one more fight left in them. If they misuse Global Silence, if they don't get the kill with Rolling Thunder, Vici Gaming, they could close it out.
Could be one of those moments where Global gets used improperly and Kaka just calls it. Shard for Y off the Tormentor. This team is running right at them. They want a chance. You know, they just expire. They go to the Hex. They use the Global Silence, but Kaka just gets killed immediately. So does Bach. BKB's going to be popped to go after low. And now, XM going in, trying to take out these refraction charges on this Templar Assassin. Mortimer's Kiss is Low's dead. They do not have the Templar. And there it is. GG's called. Just like that. They know when to call it. And it is over. We're going to a game 3 for TI.
You don't want to be in this game longer than needed. I would say they did play. And he looked very comfortable on the hero.
So we get into game number 3. Vici Yakult. 1 slot left. And we will have to see who it goes to. Who of you guys in chat think it's going to go to Vici or Yakult?
Very nice play from XM. I was looking at what he was doing. So he had an observer ward. He gave it to Bach and then put the tangos in, pretending that he placed an observer ward, knowing that potentially there is an observer ward on the other side because he still wasn't smoked. So they might waste 1 sentry thinking that he does have an obs. And how much does this obs reach? It doesn't reach much. It doesn't reach the high ground. Knowing that Sniper, he would love to have that observer ward on the high ground so that he can keep peeping, put that pressure early on.
Mm-hmm. Anything to give Sniper an advantage in the lane is going to feel very good for you.
Battle begins.
We'll see how the bounty runes go. It will be 2 for 2. Seems to be the case quite often these days. 2 for 2, nothing too crazy. Is anybody going to try and cut off this range creep? Doesn't seem like it either. Anywhere. Lion sits mid. And now he'll TP towards top. I thought for a second he's going to try and make a play here, but... The initial Dota Plus, by the way, the percentages were 57... 43. So, leaning similarly to what you were thinking.
Yeah, I gave them more. I would even say slightly more, but maybe I'm just a bit of a hater on some of the heroes, some of the matchups as well, because I don't think they're going to be able to get as much. Also want to see what XM's going to be building. There were a couple of games where he played, where he went for Mage Slayer as his item. We'll see if he decides to go for the same route this time around. In some scenarios, it can work well, but this is also XM. If he believes in a certain idea, especially on Sniper, he's going to bang it out. There was a time, I don't know, a year ago where he was still... I mean, he plays it all the time. Doesn't matter what time of the year it is, where he was going for Kanda, Aghanim Scepter build. He's going for the tank Cardell, as we like to call it.
Interesting. I'm looking at the Tiny, and I should be looking towards top because Jinkyu is dead for first blood. Low gets that first blood kill. That's me kind of baiting the observer. But Shiro's cosmetic is like unusual, so even when he throws away the tree, it still looks like he's holding a tree.
Okay, gotta keep an eye on that.
So you like may not know if you're just giving a glance, because look, it still looks like he's got a tree now. I don't know if that's just us, but I assume that's also in game.
Wait, what is this?
So he's got an unusual, the tree that he's got is unusual, like a Frostabus unusual that were available. You could get like a really low chance of getting unusual things, and his is on that tree.
Well, certainly it does look unusually suspicious way to pay to win cosmetic.
It's yeah, it's a bit out there. Gotta keep the tree and disguise yourself as having a tree. in the tree, part of the tree. Top lane, teaming at a rough time as Silencer in the previous game. I think starting that one out 0-7. 0-8 maybe. You know, a lot of deaths early.
A lot of deaths, not a lot of impact.
No.
So far, so good. This bottom lane, Tiny, they are securing his farm. Pango also farming relatively okay. He is getting harassed quite a lot. Even a Rubik, considered to be very strong laner nowadays, can't really trade against Ancient Apparition.
I love me some good Ancient Apparition play. If they've got Avalanche and Toss at some point, if you've lined it up correctly, they're most likely going to freeze over, especially with an additional chilling touch that comes in. Makes life very difficult for these heroes to kind of get away. You can see why, just continuing to chase, throw that chilling touch on. Doesn't cost that much mana. Both water runes denied. I don't know when the last time I've seen that is. Both water runes getting denied. No mana left for this Ancient Apparition. He'll fly out a Clarity. And a Mango. Just trying to get as much mana as he can. Continue to put the harassment on Nakaka, but now that, at least for the time being, it's kind of dissipated. He does have one more Chilling Touch, which he'll throw over onto Zhang Yu.
Fastest Falcon Blade on Shadow Fiend. Completely securing the lane for him. And same amount of CS on Sniper in the mid lane. 34-7 against Shadow Fiend's 36-9. As expected, this is Sniper after all. This is XM Sniper. So he plays very aggressive, really pushes the limits on the hero. Something that we also didn't point out is Tiny. In this matchup, he doesn't die. Like, he doesn't have to worry about dying, and also doesn't have to worry about twin gate rotation from Shadowfiend, because I don't think he can easily rotate. They have one little stun, and that's Rubik's stun pre-level 6 on Pango, because this is offlane Pango. Your levels are going to come in slightly later. So Tiny's going to be fine. He's getting a lot of strength, 4.2 strength gain per level once he gets to his treads. There's literally no way you can kill him, but maybe XM can die in the mid lane.
And they're trying to go for him. They're trying to get this kill. He turns this around, though, not only onto the Rubik, but they've got the Hex, and Setsu's in trouble. Walking through the Nature's Grass, they get the Blood Grenade. One more right click. Setsu's still low. Oh, he gets him from a distance. They get the kill onto the Ember Spirit.
Dodge that one attack.
Survive, too.
But Blood Grenade flew out. Jinkyu managed to get another right click in. Pretty disastrous fight in the mid lane. Sniper is level 6 now. Doesn't have a point in Assassinate. Let's see what he's going to find. Illusion Rune. Not the best one, probably the worst one that he could have gotten. Invis, probably the worst one, but at least with Illus you can scout things out. Maybe you can try to stack the camp that is going to be on some other side of the map.
Or throw them right at mid and give them up to Nature's Grasp immediately.
That also works. Such a useless rune on some of the heroes. A lot of the times you get so much value out of it where you're dispelling the silence and then making some kind of a play. But in a lot of these different situations, especially early on, it's just something they're like, yeah, I gotta pick it up so the enemy mid laner doesn't refill the bottle. That's it.
7-minute Shrine, and they've got low, thinking about going with this Requiem.
XMTP
try a second time, and there's the Earth Spike, and now trying a third time, lands it, and still doesn't get the Shrine, ends up dead anyway. Yikes. Jinkyu does die, but that doesn't seem worth it.
Definitely not a trade that they wanted. XM, he was ready with that TP straight away.
This is not great. If you got the Shrine, maybe there's a little bit of a consolation there, but they did not even get that. One Shrine went to Kaka. And you can see XM just continuing to dominate over mid. He is up 800 gold on Setsu.
Big difference. Also, Setsu did die one time. Tianming
Coming
trying to
over
make
mid
a
to
move
try
to
and
the
go
mid
down.
lane. But he is tanky. Treads, has Tango that he can eat, Magic Wand charges, Raindrop, and 3 Shrapnel charges. Coming off cooldown 1 at the moment. He did use 1 earlier. Gotta respect the damage and the slow coming from it. 30% slow. Relatively big AoE. Stacks were being made on the other side as well, in the outer ring near the XP shrine. Kaka was making... Sorry, Jinkyu was making some stacks. I see a lion. I immediately think of Kaka.
That's fair.
Professional deformation.
Bach in trouble. And most likely dead here in this situation. Low gonna get the kill. Good job there for the Shadow Fiend. They actually have a net worth lead, and it's because Low is having such a good time over top. You look at how far ahead he is in farm. He did end up dying by the shrine, but he is up 1,400 on the top hero after that, which is a big difference.
Yeah, as you said,
3-1.
with that 1 extra death, it could have been maybe even 6k plus 10 minutes in, which is pretty insane. I mean, he does have 3 kills to his name, and he was also laning with Treant Protector, a hero that secures his lane. Some of the best position 5s that Shadowfin can lane with. Back in the days was Naga Siren, Treant Protector, Clockwork. We've seen some like Marcy, Tusks, these melee position 5s that are going to be soaking up the damage. In Q, looking for an opening, but they don't find him. He was farming underneath the ward that XM placed.
Radiant's top tower is
XM Dragonlance soon to be completed, so it's not going to be that Mage Slayer that he had bought in the previous game.
Yeah, I
We've
think
seen
this
some
time
different
around
builds from him.
it's a much better build. Makes him more tanky, and also
Bringing
not
everybody
too many
over,
things
Lowe's
that he
nearby.
can reduce the spell damage. There isn't really that much spell damage that he needs to reduce.
Right. They had that ward that was over on the cliff at the top end of the river, so that spotted Low coming in, and they end up retreating on the sniper, so he avoids this gank with both supports walking in. During that time, Shiro's been spending it just farming. He's catching up a little bit to this Shadow Fiend. You almost have level 6 for Y, which is going to be really important. Honestly, the combination of both the Lion at 6 and the Ancient Apparition at 6 almost certainly guarantees you a kill with Finger and Ice Blast landing on a singular target. Jinkyu's just farming up that XP that he needs over mid. XM comes back to take a little bit of that farm away. But now he hits that level 6, and he's got the Finger available. And what do you think with this game? Because it's only 3-3, 11 minutes in. A lot of time has been spent content with farming. Who does that benefit more?
I like Vici's gaming draft more in terms of coming into the late game. It is tiny, it is sniper. One thing that carries hate the most, though, is playing against Treant Protector. It forces them to buy Manta style, and this is what Tiny has in his quick buy. Not a traditional carry item on Tiny by any means. And we're gonna TP back. Seems like maybe they want to smoke, or he feels that there is a gank coming.
is under attack.
Tiny TP'd from tier 1 to tier 2 tower. There are no creeps left on this side. So he's gonna do it again, from right to left.
Swashbuckle. Used by Zhang Yu with Tianming nearby.
Very important information.
Well, they
Just
two
get a
here
neutral
with
creep as
3
well.
heroes. And that's what I'm saying. He might have had the escape had they gone on him immediately. But they didn't choose to make that jump, and they don't exactly have a gap close at the moment with no blink daggers available on any of these heroes, but there was certainly a shot that they could have gone for him had he swashbuckled a little bit deeper into the lane. Ice Blast comes in, and we'll see Tianming and get the kill there onto the Treant Protector. are coming over with a smoke. 2 heroes making their way in. Dire did scan and catches Jinkyu. He's the one who's going to be caught. And they steal that Earth Spike to get the stun onto the Lion and get the kill there. Well timed, well placed, and a good gank to get. Both the Tiny and the Ancient Apparition backing deeper into their own jungle. While now low, as they see him hitting this tower, they know that there are a lot of heroes over in this bottom part of the map, so they have to back up deeper on their end to make sure that they don't get caught on this Tiny. The Tiny, who is down 1,000+ gold to this Shadow Fiend, is slowly clawing his way back.
It's gonna be a time for him to get involved. There is an item flying out. That's a Blink Dagger. So I want to see some aggressive moves made by Vici Gaming once they pick that up. As you said, Jinkyu, he's been level 6 for quite some time now, but couldn't find any openings to use the finger.
Probably look for an Avalanche Toss Ice Blast combo. There's the Hex to start it. Ice Blast should probably be flying in. It is. And they aren't even going to need it. Actually, Eclipse on TMing. Assassinate comes out. He's in trouble, but so is Shiro. Shiro died very quickly, and there was no Requiem used on that at all to make that happen. Treant Protector ends up surviving. The Ice Blast isn't what ends up making him shatter. And Vici, I don't know if they were expecting, but immediately tries to blink in, and he ends up dying for that kill that he gets.
Not respecting the damage coming out from Shadow Fiend. Rubik holding onto Earth Spike. 4 points in Fate Bolt. It's a lot of damage. It's a lot of damage reduction as well that he does have with his hero. And now they're going to smoke, knowing that there is no finger available. Ancient Apparition ulti is coming off cooldown. Not the longest one by any means. I'm going to look for a kill to use this Earth Spike that they have stolen. And we talked about in some previous matchups, Tiny against Rubik, where Tiny's put only 1, maybe 2 points in Avalanche.
Turning forward and trying to get this sniper. He looks dead on his screen already and will end up dead. Not the best spell to steal here for the Rubik. Getting take aim. But this is a tier 1 now dropping in.
Some crisp moves from Yakult in the last few minutes. On the back of Low, who's also getting involved. Not necessarily getting the kills or anything, but his presence allows them to kill the towers. He rotated to the bottom lane, rotated to the mid lane, and immediately TPs to the top lane to make sure that he's the one defending the tower. Oh, this could be pretty big. The backstab.
Can he blink away? He's got a blink available. And gets into the trees, but he doesn't have TP for 12 seconds. I will say this, you know, it feels like another one of those games where Timber is not getting involved early, and that's kind of hindering the team. But Bach is getting a decent amount of farm. It's not the best. Would you have liked to see him get involved maybe over mid and have a little bit more impact, or do you want this blink to be there before he does anything?
Usually you want to, like, a lot of the times Timber gets kills in the lane if it's a good matchup for him, and then he snowballs, kills the enemy tier 1 tower, takes over that area of the map. Supports do come to his lane, or he TPs, but he's not a hero that's going to be walking and rotating. Instead, he continues to farm up because he is a hero that can farm pretty quickly. Shadowblade now available on Sniper. Extra bit of damage, extra bit of survivability for him.
They hit the scan. They know where these heroes are coming from. They'll throw down a shrapnel, but the blink in with the Rolling Thunder. The Avalanche lands out of Setsu. He's going to remnant over and find himself this sniper. Earth Spike misses from the Lion. That means XM is dead in no man's land, and they will get the Lion too. Bach, he can't run away. There's too many heroes, and they just have too much damage for him to handle. And Yakult taking advantage of great positioning and a good initiation to slow down Vici and take an overall lead of about 3,000 gold.
Ooh, man, another big fight for Yakult, bros. Another tower taken. Last tier 1 tower taken by Low. Shadowblade available on him as well. These right clicks, they're gonna hurt. A lot of synergy between Pango and Shadowfiend. Quite a lot of minus armor. And also one thing I like whenever Setsu plays, Ember Spirit, he always does have some kind of a global presence help if he wants to play super aggressive. But we're talking about Silencer. This time does have Treant Protector with the living armor. So it becomes super tanky going into BKB straight away, knowing that they have no abilities that go through debuff immunity. So pretty good thinking, no Mage Slayer or anything, even though it would be good Mage Slayer game, because you're playing against these mixed type of a damage cores. Big one being Timber Saw in terms of his spell damage also getting reduced. Both supports, and you're becoming super tanky. But gonna skip on it, at least for now. You can still go back for it, but a lot of the times if you skip it early, you also skip it completely and then you go for a higher tier item as your third item.
Seeing an advantage here from... said they're setting up for something a little bit later down the line, and Zhang Yu has the control. Shiro's just ripped apart. He has no chance to survive, and this is not the first time we've seen him just end up ultimately dead so quickly. And Kaka ends up with Earth Spike again. Kaka doesn't get a chance to play Lion, but he's playing Lion more than Lion's playing Lion right now. And I ain't Lion.
Yeah, he's having a blast of a game, and so is Zhang Yu. He's the one that is setting these kills. Also managing to blink in, use the Tumbler's Toy during Rolling Thunder, closing the gap, getting the kill on AA, and now also killing Lion. It's Roshan time. Extra minus armor that they do have. Lucky shot. Plus presence. Roshan's gonna die very quickly. And Vici Gaming, they're gonna need to step it up. One game from being eliminated, and one game, maybe half a game if you want to call it, potentially for Yakuto to qualify for TI.
Oh, the idea was there to get this Ice Blast to hit this Pangolier to hopefully at least snipe a kill, but doesn't even hit him, which means he can blink and avoid the assassinate anyway. Aegis now on this Shadow Fiend. All of this coming together, it's not an easy game to finish for Dire. Really good high ground defense.
Sniper,
for
you're playing against instant lockdown from Lion, so can be very tricky. Gotta respect Sniper's high ground. Toss back, Tiny is the one who does have blink. Not sure if I like this Manta style as much. This is the item that I mentioned because you're playing against Rain Protector, so you don't want to waste your BKB, but you also kind of need a BKB as well. So but having Manta and BKB on Tiny just doesn't seem good. It's not the items that you want to have. Plus, you also have a Blink Dagger, which means you don't have Shadow Blade. So his damage output is going to be very limited.
not the usual Tiny build we see. BKB now there for the Ember. I don't really know how you deal with this. Ice Blast flies in, and they're going to continue to hit at this, which is fine. It's only a level 1 Ice Blast. Doesn't feel that strong, but it's going to be a shard for Kaka. One of the things that I do feel like could potentially find importance is that shard on Ancient Apparition, but we've been seeing a lot more of these AAs just kind of forego that and look to get these levels, have a little bit of extra help with, like, you know, a Solar Crest or Force Staff or something of the sort.
Yeah, you can't afford to buy shard straight away. You need to buy an item for your team, something that's going to increase their damage. And Rubik picked up the shard from Tormentor. Big ways of saving people. When Jinkyu goes in, one lift could push them out of the trouble from Tiny's combo, from Ancient Apparition ulti connecting. XM, he bought the shard of his own, does have grenade available. Going into BKB next.
Radiant's middle tower.
Still maintaining at about a 4,000 net worth lead. You can see the net worth chart. It does have the 3 cores of Vici right behind this Shadow Fiend. And I say right behind, but it's about a 2,000 difference. That's the bulk of the difference here. And the difference is also that shard that they just got for Rubik. So things semi-even when you think about it as a whole in terms of net worth numbers. But right now the fights and the items that they have here for the Dire definitely seem to give them the advantage, especially BKB for the Ember is going to keep him more safe. And this Shadow Fiend also has a BKB, so double BKB timing can be tough to deal with here for Vici, where they're going to have to draw it out early. They want a BKB on Timber. Would you rather the BKB or would you rather the Aghanims?
I think BKB. I think he needs protection. He also needs to get away from Treant Protector ulti. It could be Lotus, but BKB also gives you slightly more protection against everything, against Requiem, so you can block, blink onto targets and try to kill them off during the BKB timing. Find these supports in the back lines. Maybe potentially a triple BKB timing coming out in the next few minutes. They are losing towers, however.
Aghanim's potentially on the docket for Pangolier if he finishes this out. His BKB for the Timbersaw buys it in full, had all that gold ready to go, and now has a way to kind of stand tall and stand forward in front of these heroes. But sometimes I feel like these heroes get a little bit too comfortable with the BKB and they don't realize the damage they're taking from somebody like an SF. As long as they can stay alive, as long as they can make sure that they can maybe stay mobile, like this Timbersaw can get a Timber Chain out and then re-engage, it might be good enough. Tier 2 just being ripped up by low, has 30 seconds left on this Aegis. Ming looking for a Blink Dagger. He'd love to have that blink into the Overgrowth. That is a big spell in these team fights that could potentially be game-changing.
Yeah, if you can manage to pull off the combo or reset the fight once they use those BKBs, they're looking for something. They see Shadowfiend's out of mana, his age is expiring, but they don't seem to be able to catch him. Still gonna chase. Manta style available on Tiny. Jinkyu ready to blink in. Kaka ready with the lift.
Hex, Avalanche, Lift, save, but can they follow it up? No, BKB's coming in. Ice Blast a little bit off the mark, but if they hold it, it might fly across them. That's what it does. So, are they willing to chase now that they've been hit with this Ice Blast? Again, it's only a level 1, so it's only 12 damage per second, which really isn't it, but it's maybe the shatter potential, but it's only 10-second duration.
I don't think I've ever seen this. Pause while Pangolier's hit by Ancient Apparition ulti.
There's the scope. You can see right through the little hole.
What's on the other side?
Jinx, you owe me another soda.
There's a light at the end of the tunnel.
Go to the light, Lacoste.
So BKB popped his hit by Ancient Apparition ulti on Shadowfiend as well. The call is going to be...
Oh, they just TP'd. Okay.
Back off. Yeah.
Oh. Sure. Yeah, okay. I wasn't really expecting that, honestly. How does Kaka always have Earth Spike, dude? How does this guy always have Earth Spike?
It's the best spell you can steal. It's either this or Avalanche. These are the spells that you want to get. Oh my god. He tried stealing stuff from Sniper, but it didn't work. Shrapnel can be very good, but also not the easiest one to steal, because a lot of the times he will pop that take aim immediately after.
How does he still have this?
You said he's the lion himself.
Lion always me. Yeah, he always is. Another disconnect, another pause. Shard here for Treant Protector, by the way. He's got that eyes in the forest. Just a ball of energy. Mid-Remnant. It's the new IO Arcana. Look at that. That's so cool. Red Wisp. I'm sold. I'd buy it.
Wisp has some really cool items. The cube, the one, I don't even know what it...
Great job.
How would I would describe it, but it looks...
The Mayan one? The Mayan ball?
Yeah. I was about to say
exactly
Aztec, but I wasn't sure if it's the correct one. So.
Yeah, Mayan or Aztec, I'm not sure. Tiny! Do love me some Tiny. Tropical Christmas Tiny. On a tropical island, on a tropical island. This is a big hat here for Treant Protector too. I know you do a good Tiny impression.
Yeah, I know a couple of voice lines from Tiny. Don't want to do it on stream right now. Back to the game. I think this pause managed to give them couple of seconds to decide whether they want to take the fight or not. And after seeing that Shadow Fiend got clipped by the AA Blast, already used his BKB, couple of seconds, they decided to go back.
Remnant
7K
forward,
gold lead for them.
Chains. And an Ice Blast used on Setsu, who will also use a BKB. This does get him a kill onto Y. But those early BKBs were used to just try and get a kill. And I guess all they got right now is just the Ancient Apparition.
I think they're okay with that.
Yeah,
Are scanning.
it's not terrible.
Use those BKBs, get some extra bit of a gold. Tian Ming about to finish off his Blink Dagger on the other side of the map. Bango, also Aghanim Scepter getting delivered. So quite a few big items that they got. Shadow Fiend also finished off Silver Edge, which is a big damage increase, extra 300 physical damage. And I think the best part of this item is you cap their move speed for 5 seconds to 200, which does allow you to get the extra couple of clicks. You're playing against Timbersaw, you can also break him. A lot of value in general from this item.
Good value. You can see the beginnings of Hydra's Breath being built for Sniper.
That's a big item. Big damage increase for him. He doesn't want to upgrade his Shadow Blade. It's good increase of the damage, 25 damage, 35 attack speed, gives him extra bit of survivability. But Hydra's Breath is the item on Sniper. This is what you want to have. Like this plus Butterfly is probably the most damage that you can deal. Mjolnir not being the good item right now anymore. And Hydra's Breath, percentage-based damage. The later it goes, the better this item is.
Rubik and Shadow Fiend, they've got Eyes of the Forest on this Lion. And there's Kaka going in and getting the kill with low. And resets his spell steal on Earth Spike.
Gotta have it.
He's like Bloodseeker, but specifically for just knowing when Earth Spike's been used. I can smell it. It's been used. Reset.
Jinkyu, he has been pretty silent this game, I gotta say. Only one finger stack. Probably if we check the damage, I don't think it's much. I think it's sub 3k, maybe even lower. Okay, there it is, 2k. Like exactly 2k damage.
That's what I was thinking in terms of damage.
That's why you
feel
said
like
it.
Well, you know, they showed it before I could even speak. Your point wasn't over yet. I don't like to speak over you. You're way smarter than I am.
Unlike me. Yeah, I see where this is going.
You're way smarter, way more handsome, and, you know, I just don't want to interrupt that.
I'm older. You just got to respect me because I'm older.
I respect my elders.
Waiting for the next Roche. Guaranteed to respawn in a minute and 20 seconds.
Ob's on this cliff. Eyes of the Forest. Continuing to, well, be a problem for Vici. All this information. You've got multiple Obs across the way. Multiple Eyes of the Forest. They have a lot of vision on the map, but don't see them currently with the smoke. But eventually, might just see them go. As Roche is up in 45 seconds. Aghanim Scepter for Setsu. Like I said earlier, a guy who has not been to TI since 2018. When was the last time Kaka was there? 2021, I believe. So it's been some time. Or no, he was at TI 2022. But still, it's been some time since these guys have been at TI.
And they're close to it. They can feel it. They can smell that they are having a very good lead in this game. Next fight, plus Roshan, could be the one that's going to open up everything for them. Low, leading the charge. Smoked up. Shadow Blade ready.
Finds Bach, BKB, and there's the Silver Edge. Remnant forward, looking for more, looking for these supports. They've got the Searing Chains on a Jin-Q. They get the kill into the Lion. That's all they'll get for the BKB so far. Assassinate flies out on a low, but that's going to be it for the moment.
I love how Sets is playing. He's blinking in with these Remnants, knowing that they have no abilities that go through debuff immunity, so he can find the supports. If he can find AA, if he can find Lion, that's going to be pretty massive. Now his BKB is on cooldown for 60 seconds, but this Vici Gaming squad, they can't just rush in and take Roshan by themselves, so they will have to take the fight no matter what. Yakult bros, they can wait it out until their spells reset, until Rolling Thunder comes off cooldown, and then go for it again.
Still 7,000 net worth lead Roche up. Let's see what they can do. Eyes of the Forest right up on Roche. Kaka also on the cliff. Waiting to see if anybody comes over. There's no way Vici are going to be the ones first into the pit. So they're going to have to take a fight and try and get a kill here and try and make something happen. But it is very tough. They've not been able to put this combination together at all. The Ice Blast Finger or Avalanche Ice Blast. There hasn't been much of that happening throughout this game. Daedalus now for the Shadow Fiend. He is hitting so hard. Whew. Shiva's Guard for Bach. And just about 1,100 gold away from this Hydra's Breath for XM.
Yeah, once you get that, if they can get this item for the next fight, Shiro blinking in. And he's gonna get lifted.
Yeah,
let's see if they can poke. Manta style.
Searing Chains, Manta, now the Remnant forward still going, trying to get this team. There's the Ice Blast, but it doesn't do anything. And again, they're gonna lose their support. A look over for Bach, who's not got a lot of health remaining. The Rolling Thunder sticks on him. He goes to the BKB, and they're waiting for the Overgrowth. That's what they're going to get. The Avalanche comes in. They get the kill there onto Bach. Ooze TMing. Kaka going to Steel Tree Grab. The TP out. Oh!
He got it with the bash.
Shiro! He gets bashed up. Swashbuckle on him. Right clicks coming out from the sniper. They get the kill on Kaka. They look over at Setsu, who's eating these right clicks from XM. Not much he can get going, but Jin-Q's still trying to get out of this one. He's got Hex in her spike, just not soon enough. And now XM has to get all the way back, but they are trying to stay right on him. They've got the bash. XM all the way into his base. The concussive grenade pushed them back. He's trying to get the damage out, but one last right click from low. Gets the kill into XM. He's godlike. It's a full team wipe. The buyback committed from the Lion, and they just cannot get anything from this. Ice Blast is going to be off the mark.
Gonna miss. That would have been at least a kill on Treant Protector. Level 2 Ancient Apparition ulti. Should have done the trick, but you can feel Vici Gaming, they can fight this. Also very odd of approaching the team fight where Tiny blinks in and then uses Harpoon plus Manta Style just to get out of the Searing Chains and putting his whole team in a situation where they need to take the fight. And really glad that TianMing, he's very patient with the Blink Overgrowth, waiting until Timbersaw uses his BKB and then he locks him down. And Low is just dishing out way too much damage. Second Aegis for him. Hurricane Pike completed. Gonna keep you back to the bottom lane. Continue to farm up. They've managed to only kill one tower in 35 minutes.
A lot of places to respond to, meaning if they're trying to push somewhere, Vici can be responded on, except for top that lost that tier 1 tower. But everything going really well for Yakult. Now have a 14,000 net worth lead. Again, high ground's not going to be so simple when these heroes are alive for Vici. But the second they win a fight on Yakult, they punish these buildings quickly.
Hydra's
May not
Breath.
have a chance to respond.
Yeah, he has enough gold to buy it. You said going for the high ground's not going to be the easiest thing. Playing against Ancient Apparition, Instant Hex from Lion, Toss Back, Sniper, of course. Could be very tricky. He's sending out the ulti to find out if they're doing Tormentor, maybe get a snipe kill.
Not quite gonna be it. Sniper holding this gold.
Dire's top tower is under attack.
Is he just gonna go... He's got Butterfly and Satanic, so maybe he's not thinking about finishing this Hydra's Breath in the moment.
I think they need that damage. I think he's probably thinking do I need Hydra's Breath or do I need buyback? He can buy it in the base. He doesn't need to use the secret shop or anything. So once they approach, if he feels like there is an opportunity to buy it, he can bring it in. Maybe when they get the first jump. If they get a first jump with Pango and they don't connect onto him, he's going to buy it. Because I feel like if there's going to be a high ground push from Yakult, he needs to have all the damage that he can dish out. You just can't really save up and try to go for maybe a bigger item. And it seems like this is going to be the case. 35-minute mark, double catapult wave. They're ready to go. Banner available. Kaka is holding it.
Hard. We've talked about teams being able to poke, especially when they've got this banner and they've got heavy building damage, and that's something that Low can do. They're safe with
Sniper
Kaka,
can
who's
reach
got this shard.
Yeah, this is not a well-placed banner.
Dire's top tower is under attack.
3,200 gold now on this sniper. Only needs 1450 to finish off the Hydra's Breath.
And his buyback is 1650.
So he's got the gold for both. As I say with
Dire
entire confidence in my math. Which makes me think, especially because his courier is at the secret shop,
Dire are scanning.
he was going to go for something else.
He swapped it up. Seeing that they're not pushing, decides to go for butterfly. This is the biggest damage item that you can get on sniper.
He sent the courier back.
Because this
with
hero
nothing,
deals
yeah.
damage. Yeah, it's agility. Your hero is dealing damage through headshot, which is 40% chance.
He's got to send this courier all the way to... Uh-oh. Does Treant know this is going to happen? Oh my god, he knows it's coming. He knows this courier's coming! They
He
saw it. They
Saw it.
got an eye on it, and it's... Oh, no! What a huge brain moment.
It's nothing big. It was box courier. It wasn't.
I know, but now you can't put your courier anywhere if you're sniper, right? Because they were pressuring top. Treant went back to block the bottom secret shop. You got to figure out how you're going to get this item.
You should be able to destroy secret shop. That's one of your ideas, Benjamin. This sounds
That's
like
a
you
smart
said
one.
this one.
Genius.
Yeah.
Not only are you handsome, but you're smart too. I already said that, but you know.
Bring back the side shop. Side shop was goated. Where you could buy phase boots in the side shop. Shadow Fiend, almost level 25. Not really, but you like to call it, even when they're level 23, that they're close to it. So Shadow Rays applies attack damage, and then you will pick up Swift Blink, Satanic, so you can heal off of all these things. Sniper, 5,000 gold on him. The game did slow down.
Where's Sniper's courier? Oh, here it is. It's on the left side of the map. It's right by the, above the shrine and to the left. It's looking to make that move into the secret shop. But heroes are still here. Uh-oh. Don't do that,
had
Tiny.
yeah,
Don't do that,
Shiro had
Tiny.
to send him back.
Don't have the shield for your courier. Careful, courier. Careful, SpongeBob. Oh, courier. I'm keeping an eye.
It's go time.
There it goes with the haste. Okay. Oh, buy everything. Buy everything. Come back. Come back. Come back. Come back. Come back. He's got to make sure he can't give this up. So he will
And what?
get the butterfly.
You know the item is broken when Sniper is picking it up. As a right-click damage dealer, Conjurer's Catalyst. It works on Shrapnel. It's just so much damage. I can't believe that this item... First, when it was introduced, it was dealing insane amount of damage. We just win the game. Then we saw it yesterday after all these nerfs. That Queen of Pain, how much she can do with that item. Literally
That was
infinite
crazy.
damage. 25,000 damage in every single fight. And now... Picked up on Sniper again.
Yeah. Does he hold for buyback now? Needs 1,400 more more gold for buyback.
Dire are scanning.
That's the big thing. There's still... Wait a second. What? There's still multiple Tumblr's toys in this game? I did not notice that. Guess there's nothing else that's good enough.
There's a Cobalt Cup on Treant Protector.
Really nothing better, eh? But I guess the movement speed's good for Treant Protector. Vlad's for an Ancient Apparition. There it is. Not
Any
part
kind
of
of
the
damage.
normal
It's-
builds.
Yeah. XM does have enough gold to buy his Hydra's Breath. And
Yeah,
there it
he's
is.
got-
He's got a buyout with Vlad's,
Yeah.
with Solar Crest on him.
This is all in play now. If they die, that
If they
could just
win
be
one
it.
fight, if they win one fight on the high ground,
They're not
this
going
game
they're
could also
leaving.
say, well, screw the high ground.
I'm scared, dude. They're leaving the high ground. That's where I thought they had their biggest advantage.
Guys,
Roche is
base,
technically up soon. But your base...
they should know something is up. Immediately falling onto these observer wards on the high ground, plus a sentry, running and thinking, we're not going to hear the Roshan roar if they're doing it, because we're the ones that
longest
did kill
respawn
it.
timer. The longest respawn timer now for Roche, 2.5 minutes away. In classic me fashion, I think we could see 60 minutes with the way that this game is kind of pacing out. Although
time
I
to
believe and
bubble it
don't
up.
believe that, because
It's time to bubble it up. You did say there are some Tumblr's toys available, but they're still holding the GPMs. Cobalt Cup as well. 3 supports out of 4 can still get the bobble if they think this game's gonna go late.
I lift you up, Cobalt Cup. Oof. He's got options. He's got Enchanter's Bauble. But he's holding the Cobalt Cup. They smoke.
They're leaving the
This is
base
crazy.
again.
I'm so scared for this. Earthspike comes in, telekinesis. Ooh, no, Rubik. Gonna be caught for a second. They get the kill there on the Jinkyu. They're gonna look over as the BKB's gonna be popped by Bach. They've got themselves the lockdown on the Shiro for a second. The assassinate flies out, but doesn't get the kill quite yet. Setsu in their face. The right click's coming from XM, but Low's gonna be there. He's got the break, and now he's gonna avoid this. The Ice Blast's gonna fly out. It's gonna
Gotta
go over
get
Setsu. Setsu's in trouble. The right click comes in. They get the kill to the Ember Spirit. Now they're gonna look over as they've got themselves the Tree Protector. They look
Setsu
for more.
with the buy.
Setsu in. They're all dying. XM's gone. Jingyu is dead, but XM gets the kill there. Requiem off to the side. Shiro's got a little bit of health left. The Remnant forward. They've got the Searing Chains. They'll get the kill out of the Tiny, and now they can rip up the rest. They'll take out Jinkyu. The buyback's going to be there from the Tiny, and they're going to heal up on Tiaming as they'll find the Earth Spike, telekinesising himself away, but not out of harm's way. They'll get the kill there, maybe get another one on Tiaming, but can't quite get it. Is a big trade, but one that favors the side of Yakult more than Vici.
Oh, they bought back immediately on 2 of them. Buyback from Setsu, because he still had Remnant. Tian Ming, he was ready with the buyback. They blew him up instantly, but he comes back in, and after the BKBs were gone, Overgrowth, even though it does work through BKB, he's ready. And now he's holding on to double gems, so losing some of that vision might be able to hurt them more than they want to. 20 seconds until Roshan. Oh, he could pick it up. Tiny's pretty much the only hero who's alive for Radiant team.
That's what I'm thinking right now, because I'm a little worried for this team. They're going to buy back on this Timbersaw, but I'm worried for Yakult because they're not going to push in this.
Oh,
And now
Low.
Avalanche toss. Low's in trouble. Another toss comes out, but the 4-step back, he goes into the Silver Edge. Sleight of Fist, Searing Chains, Manta Pop blinks away, and Low's going to be able to TP out just barely. That was a chance there. But again, I'm thinking, you know, they have this massive net worth lead, but the issue is that the buybacks committed could be a problem if they kill Setsu again.
They have more than enough tower damage. You have Tiny with AC, Solar Crest, Butterfly Sniper, like all of these things. The Sniper's going to be dishing out a lot of damage. Setsu, he purchased, he bought out. I see Hex available. They're going to need to take care of him. He might also maybe sell one of his items, Bottle, Spirit Vessel, and get A on this for himself, knowing that he doesn't have buyback available. Selling Spirit Vessel for 1.3k gold, sell Bottle for 300, and still sitting on 600-ish. Would still need some extra bit of a gold to have that Aeon disc available.
Another gem purchased by Bach. Roche has come down towards bottom. First two have gone the way of the Dire side, who have a 24,000 net worth lead.
Zhang Yu, he wants to be able to farm this buyback very close to it. Needs another 100 gold. Level 25 as well. Extra bit of a damage from that swashbuckle. Abyssal Blade, BKB. They can lock them down. All they want is sniper. They want the supports, they want the sniper, and then leave Tiny and Timbersaw for the rest. Aeon Disc on Treant Protector. He bought out, knowing that he used the buyback in the previous fight.
Tiny level 25 has access to 2 cost charges.
Setsu leading the charge. Finds Y.
Forward. And they get them. Bach's going to go into the back lines, trying to get a kill on a TMing, but his Aeon Disc is going to pop. EKB. Silver Edge break. They've got the Hex. They go to the finger. Can they get the control on Setsu? The Ice Blast is going to fly in. It's going to go across and hits on Nakaka. Setsu's still alive. The Remnant back and forth. He's still going to be able to get out of here. Just escapes. Meanwhile, they got XM. He's forced to buy back. So does Y. I cannot believe Setsu gets out of that one, but the Ice Blast doesn't hit him. He's aware it's flying in, and he avoids it. That's just what keeps him alive. Ice Blast on cooldown for another 20 seconds. Kaka blinks back. Bach, Timber Chain all the way across. Oh, the Yule's up into the air. The Requiem, the Hex. He is in trouble, and he bought back. Assassinate flies out, gets the kill there onto this Treant Protector, but they've got themselves the control. No, they'll get the kill on Jinku. They're taking the line. He's going to be dead without buyback, and now they're going to look over as they're trying to get the damage coming up from XM. Ice Blast flies across, gets 2 low, as well as Yang Yu is dead. Buyback from both of them. They're going to try and get XM. That should be able to finish it off. If they can get this kill, that would be it. Setsu in, XM in, Viz, thanks to the Shadow Blade. Oh, he doesn't have TP, though. He needs to find a place to hide.
There was a gem on the ground. Nobody picked it up. Nobody in this game does have buyback. They can hear Roshan roar. Tiny, he's ready to potentially maybe jump in, but it's a risky move. Knowing that he's playing against Hex Sniper, he's not there.
15 seconds till TP.
This is pretty much anyone's game to take. Low is going to be the one holding it. 2k gold on Setsu. His buyback coming off cooldown in 3 minutes. He's the one who bought back first. Him, Tiny, and Treant Protector.
And then Timbers a little bit later after that when they were pushing. But it is, again, opening up into anybody's game. 48 minutes in here. They have an Aegis on low. They have another banner to work with, but it's not easy to let that banner work when Sniper can just take it out.
It was not a well-placed banner in the first place. Anyway, it was on the high ground where Sniper can reach it from tier 4 towers. It can be slightly more lower on the ground. It's all about those catapults so that they don't die.
Sniper hits level 25, goes to the minus 30 seconds on the shrapnel charge restore time. That with the Conjurer's Catalyst. Ice Blast thrown towards top. That's just trying to push out the creep wave. Might actually hit onto TMing. Not that it'll matter. Nobody else is around that area. Ancient Apparition thinking Blink or Ghost Scepter. Again, I'm kind of wondering if a late game shard might be something to think about. You get
level 20 is the big one. Yeah, level 20 is the big one. Extra 4 seconds where you can easily shatter. Takes you out of the fight for the next 4 seconds, potentially. I could also see him maybe go for Refresher instead if he wants to keep the distance. For now, it is GPM. Sitting on 3k gold. Refresher does sound like a potential item that could change things around if you can throw in 2 of those. You need to farm another 2k gold, however. Still holding on to GPM. Didn't choose his tier 4 enchantment yet.
Again, it's crazy to me that Vici continue to take these fights outside of their own high ground. You'd think that they'd want to sit under their own high ground to try and keep themselves alive.
And refresher on Ember Spirit. That's gonna be a lot of fire remnants
He's got
roaming
Hex,
around.
and just the opportunity to
Are scanning.
have so much movement, utility, and damage for this team. And there is another Ice Blast. Going up north to the wave. And anything to keep these creep waves from pushing and hold them back. Sniper. Satanic faster than the previous relic. Sniper got to that level 25. We talked about his restore charge. 26 here for Timber Saw, as he took the Timber Chain range of projectile speed, which was very important in that last fight. To cut into a couple
To die,
of
yeah,
heroes.
to
Yeah,
fly
well, to
in
die, but he
fast
also
and
killed
die.
somebody.
I think they're ready. They're using this Shadow Fiend illusion to bait out AA ulti. This time around, Banner in a much better place. Not gonna be able to reach it, but also gotta be aware.
Keeps the catapults alive.
Yeah, Sniper, almost infinite shrapnel charges. Gonna use 2 of them. And kill Roshan's
There it
Banner
is.
again. 200 gold for him.
Wants a Silver Edge. They have anybody that can catch vision on him this time. They have a gem on the Tree Protector, but that's about it in terms of catching vision on Sniper. He ends up getting away too easily. Age is going to expire in 30 seconds. So level 29 Shadow Fiend, 52 minutes in. Again, we could be seeing it. I hate to jump the gun and cope, but there is a chance we get to the 60-minute mark where surely they give away the Tumblr's toys, right? They've got
Yeah.
greedy on them, so they just like the gold.
Lion committed. He did pick Keen-Eyed.
Keen-eyed.
Yeah, wants to keep the distance. Could make a lot of difference. Both supports, they do have A on this, but nothing to really dispel them. And also these heroes don't really buy into way of dispelling things. 6,000 gold on Setsu. His buyback came off cooldown. Let's see what he decides to buy.
Can he slot in?
He can eat the Ags,
Yeah.
find another item. He can buy a refresher of his own.
Again, look at where they're trying to fight this, by the way. Not on their own high ground. They're feeling confident enough to take these fights from away from their base. Which, to me, gives the impression of, like, confidence, but also at the same time, like, that's your best advantage is on your own high ground. But obviously, you can't just sit there forever.
Oh, absolutely, you can. With with Sniper, you do not give a damn. Like, you're gonna play this game for as long as it takes. Like, you can get Aghanim Scepter, Moon Shard, Swift Blinks. Still a lot of ways to grow. Get MKB once you use your BKB. So, XM, he's ready to play for another 45 minutes.
They are grouped up, not smoked, but coming through the bottom end. Buybacks now available for Tiny Timber and Lion for the side of the Radiant. 26 seconds until Ancient Apparition has his available, but he's short on the gold. 23 seconds till the Sniper's got his. Ice Blast thrown top. Gonna be on cooldown for a little bit, but these heroes on the dire side are not pushing it. Still no Shard. So they were pointing out on the obs, and Shard's gonna be there for low as they take on another Tormentor. SF's going to have his buyback up in 30 seconds. Everybody's getting their buybacks up in 30 seconds. We're getting to that point where everybody's scared. Rightfully so, with this game deciding the TI invite.
You guys, like, you can't make mistakes. I can't really blame them from not going for high ground, but now I would say Vici Gaming, they're in a good spot. If we could check Dota Plus to see what it has to say about this game.
I'm going to say 2080, it's going to say.
All right, it's going in their
Your
direction.
original odds reversed.
No, it dropped down to I think 18% or something, and now it's back up to 37. Sniper high ground.
Uh-oh. Sniper high ground or sniper in the triangle. You got to be careful again about this positioning. They continue to try and creep out and find them going to push a wave. That's exactly what they're looking for, but Sniper's on the low ground. He's away from his team, and that's a big issue. He's got himself the invisibility, but he's going to die so quickly. He found the entirety of the team. He was trying to position himself into a good spot. He's got buyback available. They're going to let the Timber die. He'll drop yet another gem, and the question is, do they push immediately,
They have
or are
to
they going
buy
to try
back
and wait for
immediately.
Roche? That was probably dictating whether or not they were going to buy back, and they buy back on this Sniper. But the chase, I don't know if it's going to be there, and it won't be without Timbersaw buying back, but they're going to be able to go back and get themselves an Aegis now that Roche is respawning.
That's an opportunity now. If they can find Sniper again, they don't have enough damage to win this game. So he needs to be super careful. Playing alone, having these multiple gems, both supports holding onto gem. Zhang Yu as well holding onto one gem on top of that. And this is the first time that I'm seeing 3 heroes holding a gem on the same team.
Fool us once.
No BKB available on
And
him.
that is it.
Thrown out of
Tiny.
the base.
And he's going to be caught. He's going to try and run back. They got the break on him. They'll go to the BKB. They're going to try and keep up with this Tiny, and they will get the kill on a Shiro. The damage just too much for them to handle, and down goes the tier 3 on the high ground. They're still holding buyback on Timbersaw. They're still holding buyback on Tiny. But at the end of the day, Sniper's your damage, and he's the one who needs to stay alive.
Kaka blinked in. A on disc. He's out.
Shrapnel's continuing to pour down as they look to take out the melee racks, but they'll glyph it up. Shivas was used, but no jump in from Setsu. Another shrapnel placed down and assassinate thrown over at low.
All right, how's this a thing? Like, what is this abomination? Like, infinite shrapnels with Conjurer's Catalyst. Like, you can't get close. It's way too much slow. Didn't get the buyback out of Timbersaw.
Bringing forward, they want to go.
Zhang Yu, he wants in.
Rolling Thunder, they threw it. The Ice Blast coming in. It's just trying to push them off so they can get themselves the melee racks. But now it's Ice Blast that's going to hit both this Shadow Fiend as well as the Ember. So they're not going to commit any further than just taking the melee racks and opening up their first lane top. They did
It's
not
Roshan
buy
time.
back on the Timbersaw, and they didn't buy back on the Tiny, but they are going to get an Aegis on the Dire side.
I see overwhelming blink on Pango. I'd also be okay if he picks up a refresher, just to use one ulti so they can siege. Find the backlines. They have no ways of dealing with him. No BKB piercing abilities, so he can cut the backlines, roll for good 10 seconds. Sure, you're gonna get peeped, but you also have relatively high armor. And then maybe play from there. Try to get something done. Low with another Roshan, with another Aegis.
Truth be told, they are really making high ground not look as hard as I thought it was going to be.
58 minutes. Minute and a half until tier 5 neutral items. I love this build on Setsu as well. Picking up Nullifier, knowing that he can be the one closing the gap. Find this Lion. Jin Q, 4 staff, Ghost Scepter available. I think he had Aeon Disc queued up at one point. Maybe even had a component, and then he sold it because he understood that, well, it's just going to get nullified. These items are also going to get nullified, but at least you can use 4 staff on your allies. Maybe against Pango, he can still nullify you. So you'll get the value out of it.
Multiple times they went close to that shrine to try and maybe take it, but they did not commit to it on Vici, so that shrine still stands top, and that could be a difference for a bit of experience for these supports that they might want. Not that they're anywhere close to anything that's going to make massive impact. Maybe the Lions 20 would have been good with the 3 Earth Spikes. But not quite getting there.
Observer Ward placed by Y, and they also placed
Avalanche.
one.
There's 3 heroes here. This is a dangerous move. Ice Blast flies in. Shiro's going to be in trouble. He already is half health. Gets up out of the high ground. The Remnant forward. They're going to try and get the kill out of the Lion. Now they'll move for more.
They're in.
BKB being popped by Shiro. They're going into the base. Rolling Thunder is used. Jinkyu's dead. He's got buyback. Shiro gets out.
Both of these teams, they know this is the type
Aeon
of
just
award that
popped
you
on.
need to place. You need to have this vision, knowing that they're going to go and try to find these tier 5 neutral items immediately, playing on the other side of the map.
And just popped on the Tree Protector. And now they're, yeah, like you said, Mad Stones. That's the move. Thing is, Shadow Fiend, he's setting up. He knows that they're going to want to go out a little bit further from their base, and he might be able to cut them off. It's also taking these potential Mad Stones away from them, but Timbersaw, he's going all the way to the top part of the map. You need a place to kind of find some Mad Stones, but the vision is there for the Dire side, so let's see how they move around the map. Because we've seen this before where one hero is the only one who's able to go out there and get themselves these Mad Stones, and it's a big issue when it's all tier 5s for the side of one team and not for the other. Stygian Desolator for low is going to make him hit even harder. Goes from a 16-wheeler to an 18-wheeler.
I think this is time. You have triple catapult and Deso, fleet-footed. Try to get a couple of right clicks in. Timbersaw on the other side, collecting the Mad Stones for his team.
It's the Zoom Blood Ray.
Banner has been planted every single time. It is closer to the Dire base. What if, like, game lasts for 5 hours? Or let's do 3 hours. And then you can place Banner at your tier 1 tower. And the creeps are never gonna die.
Timber's still trying to get these Mad Stones for his team. But they will lose the mid-set racks.
Are you even listening, Benjamin? This is the greatest idea
I like
that
your
I've
ideas.
ever had.
But slowly but surely, you're still becoming more like me. And I don't know if you want me to say this is a great idea or not. I can't ruin your reputation. Rolling Thunder in and Rolling Thunder out. Zoom Blood Right for Xingqiu this time. Sniper. He's got access to Minotaur Horn, Fallen Sky, Harmonizer, Divine Regalia, and Conjurer's Catalyst. And he will go to that Divine Regalia with the Evolved Primary Attribute plus 40.
It's a lot of attack speed. It's a lot of damage as well. 5,000 gold. Silver Edge and Disperser queued up. I mean, if he wants to go all in, Divine Rapier is also on the deck.
Buyback in a minute 30 for Sniper.
Blade Mail on Setsu. Post 60-minute Blade Mail.
I like it. I really like it. Blade Mail for Timber. Oh, man. Tiny didn't get his Mad Stones, by the way. They're actually blocking the camp they threw the shrapnel on, so they can't even get that one from the base.
Another Rolling Thunder in 7 seconds. Once he has that, they're gonna go in. Look at Rubik. I love this from Kaka. Rift, Shadow Prism, creating the illusion. Potentially trying to take the bait. Maybe providing some vision on the high ground.
What I really like is that they know that Vici's stuck in their base, and the closest camps that are nearby the Vici base have been blocked, so they can't have easy access to Mad Stones. Knowing that these heroes don't have everything needed to get them on Ancient Apparition and on Tiny, they've made sure that these camps are blocked, so it's harder for them, and if they want to get their tier 5s, they have to commit out of the base.
Sneaky move. Let's see if they're gonna realize, if they're gonna bring out the gem. They lost gems throughout the whole game. They're still holding on to
10 gems.
Couple. Yeah, there's 2 gems right now on Yakuto, and there's 1 gem on the ground.
There's a gem, yeah, gem in the base. Oh, God. Is there a gem on... Yeah, there's a gem on Timber, gem in the base, gem on Pango, gem on Rubik. It's a lot. So, fleet-footed Stygian Desolator for Shiro. I'm not certain this is gonna be enough.
He found a way to deliver the item. Eagle Song ready. His buyback's pretty expensive. Almost 3,000 gold on Sniper. So can't commit yet to buy Disperser fully. It's a Dispel. If he gets on Jump by Tree and Protector, it's his movement speed in the late game low with double damage. He's ready to go.
Fallen Sky to follow it up. XM's dead. He's got buyback, and you know he's going to need to use it. The Overgrowth comes in. They get the kill into the Ancient Apparition, who also has himself the buyback. The bashes, the Blade Mail not doing enough, but the Ice Blast is flying in. Low's going to be in trouble. They get the kill there on a Low. They take the Shadow Fiend. The damage was there. Everybody got the kill. They'll go to the Harpoon. They get the kill there on a Tiaming. They want Jiang Yu. The chase is on. The Ice Blast came through and did enough work. Avalanche. They found this Rubik. He's got the Aeon Disc, but the Earth Spike following it up from the Lion. Another toss into the air, and there's a finger kill. Only the third stack for Jinkyu, but an important one at that.
He
Ice
landed
Blast
a
flew over and
four-man
low.
Earth
Ooh.
Spike in that fight. It was beauty. Well, they killed 2 of them, so no buybacks available again on XM. He's the one to be taken out. His Divine Regalia doesn't do anything anymore.
That is true. Quickly fallen. But all he needs is 4 more minutes, and then he can get something else. Hey, they do take buildings pretty quickly, but you gotta commit to them, because Treant Protector will stop you from getting them. There's a minute without Shadow Fiend. I highly doubt he buys back.
AA ulti's flying.
This is what we've
It's
talked
gonna
about, this
connect.
combination
Yeah, we've
of
seen
just
it.
having Ice Blast into some sort of Assassinate Avalanche toss where you clean up these heroes.
It's more of a zoning tool rather than the damage or a kill threat, because they know that they're gonna go back. Tango,
bought the
gonna roll
shard.
out.
You find out about the shard in the Ancient Apparition. XM trying to farm. Get something going. 30 seconds without this Shadow Fiend.
Another AA ulti flying out.
For the first... Bot. Oh, bot. Ice Blast? Cold Feet? Do they want to follow this up? Do they force a buyback in any way? No, they actually go to the Hex. Tiny, he's the one who needs to be a little bit careful. Tiny bought out a complete Ag's Blessing. Is that what's going through on the courier? That's what came to him. Yeah, holy hell. It's a full Ag's Blessing. Rubik. He's going to have Hex. And he's got the Daedalus, he's got the Stygian Desolator in the right spot with the right trees. He could clean up some heroes with this tree volley.
2.5 minutes. Sniper doesn't have a neutral item yet.
No.
Nothing.
They still have so much vision in this bottom lane. Nothing that they've taken care of on the side of the Radiant. Ancient Apparition needs to sit far back. He was the one who bought back in the previous fight, and he just needs to get an Ice Blast off. Other than that, I really don't think he needs to be doing as much.
He would definitely love to be level 25. Maybe he has Hex in his quick buy, but I'm also totally fine if he picks up a refresher. Another Roshan. Let's see where this banner can be planted now.
You're really on this. Ice Blast on a 3, but it won't matter.
I guess it doesn't go higher than 1200. That's at least what's written on the item.
Who's picking up this banner?
All right, let me just double check that.
Writing that down, typing it in. Oh, Shadow Fiend picked up the banner. And now it's 1200. It should get bigger. I agree. You know what? I'm in. Banner in the base. No, it's got to be killable. You know, I can't agree with that. I'm stupid, but I don't know.
Yeah, it's
I can't
capped at
commit to that idea.
1200. So from 650 to 600, 900, and 1200 and 740.
Vici doing this again, man, where they're not going to fight in their own high ground. They don't have Sniper by them, but they don't have a Pango anymore. Buyback used immediately. Telekinesis comes through into the Lion, and he's going to be one shot. Where's the Sniper for your damage? Lion buys back. They're going to try and get Shiro out. XM hitting the right clicks on Setsu. He's going to have to be forced to Remnant away. TP out, and the only one who dies was Jinkyu on their side and Pango on the other, and they both bought back.
Still doable. Pango, he needs to be careful. That's a lot of net worth that is down the drain. Like, I don't know if he's going to be even able to farm his buyback for the next fight, depending how things are going to go. He ate the Aghanim Scepter, and let's see what else he's bringing on the courier. It's going to be A on disc, so everybody is going to have A on disc. Somebody might need to pick up a way to dispel these things. I want to see maybe Nullifier on Timbersaw. Blade Melt, it's doing a lot.
Queued up at some point.
Yeah, I think you have to, so you can kill these heroes. Everybody has an Aeon Disc. There's gonna be 4 of them. There's 4 staff. There is Wind Waker available on Treant now. I think he might need to pick it up.
Another save for the Dire side with this Wind Waker. Telekinesis save,
XM.
Neon Discs. They have the Wind Waker.
XM's ready to go. Needs to farm 20
Gotta get these 20
mad
mad
stones.
stones.
2 out of 20. Let's go.
Does anybody on the Dire side want to replace anything too? We have Harmonizer on Setsu. That one's good. The only one who really needs a replacement is Sniper, and I don't know how it's going to take forever for him to get out there and get this. He's only got 4 out of 20 now.
Sniper, his abilities, his presence is keeping them in this game alone. 4 out of 20.
How many
Sniper.
times have we seen XM do this?
Yeah. He needs more
co-op
mad
game.
stones so that he can blaze them from the distance.
Trying
Look
to
at
have
the
a
banner.
legacy game.
And
Sniper,
then pinging it out.
we need you in the bottom lane. Need you to get this banner.
Catapults are doing it.
Is under attack.
Slow and painful death.
Oh, God. They're going to be able to do it, aren't they?
2 minutes.
Oh, my gosh. This is so stupid. Oh, they're still in the range of the high ground. Oh, no.
It needs to be bigger, I'm telling you. Make
This
it
is
level
fine.
5. They're in.
Oh,
They
instead of
want the
coming in
megas.
low, trying to get the damage, but he's soaking it up a lot on Bach. Low's actually sitting low. The Ice Blast is going to fly across and hit on the low. Do they have a chance to get the Ice Blast? They get the Aegis. That was quick. They got an Aegis very fast. They're going to go and get this
XM
banner now.
Trying to get the banner. They do get
Minotaur
it.
Horn, BKB's getting out of this. Timber, he's caught, he's broken, he's hexed, he's in trouble, he's dead. He's got buyback.
Right,
Gem
wait it-
again on the deck.
Wait it out. Go for the next banner. No, I think they need to try to get a buyback out of Timbersaw. Problem is this Ancient Apparition ulti, it's doing so much. Like, you get clipped by it, you're out of the fight for a really long time. This is also timeless, so debuff duration increased by 15%.
We had the Bauble game recently. Is this the banner game?
18-second
keep
duration on the Frostbitten.
He's
This is pretty
Never
massive.
mind, I'm
Like,
not gonna say it. He's
20
getting close to 25.
let's see. He's not getting close to 25. Not even remotely. This guy doesn't even leave the base. Can't leave the base ever. I'm really glad that he swapped. He did swap. He is getting the refresher. Hex is good. It's one of the best items in Dota, period.
But a refresher is better.
A refresher in this situation, definitely better.
He needs to just buy it, I think.
Now, don't leave the base. You don't have to get close.
Did Sniper get any more Mad Stones? He got 4 more. He got 8 out of 20 now. Oh my god. Disgraced regalia. That's what my dad called me in a Little League, because I kept striking out.
What, little reg?
Disgraced. Divine Rapier picked up here for Shadow Fiend. We saw him one-shot the Lion.
Audacious
Things
available.
can happen again.
Let's see. I mean, fleet-footed is fine. He is very speedy, swapping things around. Divine Rapier, Hurricane Pike in backpack. But if you give this Divine Rapier to Sniper, who can slot out Shadow Blade, maybe buy Moon Shard, it's a lot of copium. But definitely
TMing.
doable.
TMing just going to block the camps. They saw it that time, though. Are they going to try and... No. Okay, TMing left. I was going to say, that's crazy if he stays. Rubik level 28. Meanwhile, Ancient Apparition level 23. Treant also level 28. The experience difference is crazy. It's 14 levels difference.
Yeah, imagine if they had Overgrowth Undispellable, level 25 talent that was in the game up until 2023.
Jeez.
2 of those.
This seems pretty
Yeah,
underwhelming.
if you ask
The-
me... What? Go ahead.
minus 3 seconds leech seed or undispellable overgrowth. Like, that's such a crazy change. It's a huge difference. Ooh, sniper. He got it. He has options.
He has another one.
Regalia? Or is he
Go
going to go
for it.
Stygian this time? Or keep the Disgrace Regalia? Just switch up the enchantment.
I didn't even know that was an option.
Audacious Stygian Desolator. This is to go to TI. We are 75 minutes in. There's the refresher orb for the Ancient Apparition.
Hell yeah, this is it. This is the fight. Next Roshan may respawn in 25 seconds. Seems like they're running out of ideas how to close out this game.
They're trying Divine Rapier now. If Low dies, that's it. Like, not it, but that you wouldn't have the Divine anymore. At least the good part about the Regalia is it stays in your inventory. $50K down. There has never been a lead here for Vici. Could you guess the percentages? I took a look. What would you think they were at?
I would give them 25% on Vici.
Put it on the board. 19.
19. Okay.
Kind of close and crazy. I can't believe it.
Amplified damage. Low is pinging it out. Divine Rapier.
That's so much damage for this Shadow Fiend. They know where they are. They have the obs right there. Shadow Fiend now hitting 187 plus 703. And he's going to bottle up that amplified damage, putting the Hurricane Pike and the Silver Edge in his backpack. They've got the scan. They know where they're at. The Remnant forward, the Sleight of Fist. The Earth Spike's not going to land. Rolling Thunder, thinking about it. XM's not in the base. He needs to get out of here. The Fallen Sky. Oh, the Abyssal Blade. XM, he needs help.
Got him.
He's dead. He's gone. Luckily, this time he didn't take the Divine Regalia, but another Rolling Thunder coming through. Box in trouble. Fallen Sky again. He'll explode. Overgrowth in. Telekinesis locking him up. They'll get the kill onto him as well. They both have buybacks. But inside the base, this is going to be the Pangolier. Lion's going to die. All these heroes have buybacks, and they're going to look for the Assassinate. The Avalanche to toss up into the air. Can they get the kill onto the Pangolier? Yes, they can. No, the damage. Oh, the swashbuckle away. He survives. Shrapnel down on the ground, but not far enough out that they can see this Pangolier.
And he's eating the big lotuses. He's going to heal up. 3 of those given to him. We'll go back to full HP almost. Roshan available in the bottom lane. Getting the buyback out of XM. This is big. Another blade mail for Setsu. Setsu just purchased the second blade mail, it seems. He sold it, and now he has it again.
By the way, Treant Protector, he was the one who ate the Savory Shield. He's got this extra... Oh, this Ice Blast might do it. Oh, I thought maybe they'd be able to steal at least killing the Roche. I know they weren't getting anything else out of that. I got a little excited, but just saying. Now Tiny, have we seen the tree volley? We haven't really seen him use
we've seen it. We've seen him use it just now in the mid lane. It was dealing good amount of damage. Divine Rapier.
He needs a better spot to be, because if the last set of racks is bottom, why not let them come high ground and use it from a distance, right?
Yeah, he needs to be in the spot where he is right now. Otherwise, it's very difficult to use it. You can't really reach. There aren't many trees inside of the base. And he is parked in a nice position. Observer ward on the high ground.
Remember, didn't buy back. 10 seconds left.
SF is in.
Hex. There's the tree volley.
He got him. He got Kaka.
From half health. Ice Blast is going to fly in. Shiro's going to pop the BKB. They got the kill in a low, and now they're going to try and get the kill here onto the Treant Protector. The Ice Blast flies in, lands onto 2. It's also going to freeze over Setsu. Setsu needs to get away low.
Trouble.
He's in a lot of trouble.
Die.
He's the Divine Rapier. He's going to die. The Rapier's going to be on the deck. They've got themselves a chance. They have a chance. Don't tell me the odds. Because they just got a Divine Rapier. And they took out low twice.
What the fuck is going on, dude? This Tiny got 1,700 gold from Kaka, forcing out the buyback from him immediately, and also deleting Shadow in the Aegis, and then ALT. It does connect. And once you get Frostbitten, your Satanic doesn't work, and you don't feel comfortable coming into the fight. Another Divine Rapier queued up for him.
The
Sniper
ultimate
now.
late game hero, Ancient
Yes.
Apparition.
Sniper as well. He finally has his Divine Rapier, has Aghanim Scepter, Blessing flying out to him. Buybacks already used. 80 minutes.
The thing about being a good high ground holding team is you then have to go and eventually cross the game and go high ground on the other side.
And I love that.
For Kaka, by the way.
I love that Bach picked up Nullifier. This is the game-changing item because of all the Aeon Disc, Ghost Scepters, Force Staff, all these annoying things, mostly to counter Aeon Disc completely. AA Blast,
Flying
out.
in. That's going to be on 2. They're going to jump forward. Bach, he's trying to get the kill. The tree volley, but it's going to be off the mark. Now they've got the Hex. It's onto the Tiny. He's going to have to be careful because he's got a Divine Rapier. They go to the Fallen Sky. They've got the Overgrowth. They have the control. It's going to be on Shiro. He pops that BKB, but the bashes are a problem. He needs to run away. Another Overgrowth comes in, but that's only going to lock up
Aeon
Bach.
Disc procced.
They all get away. One thing that's really helping Vici that they're fortunate about is they're 80 minutes into this game, and it's not mega creeps.
If you were playing against Megas, I think this game is completely different, but they were unable to get Megas in this game, and they're going to keep struggling to get Megas. All right, what's the play? I think you need to find a way how to maybe cut down some of these trees in the base, because it is an issue. He also sold his Mantis Towel some time ago. It wasn't a good purchase. Anyway, I think Satanic is still a better version of it. Maybe he thought I need an earlier item that's gonna get me throughout the game. But now Satanic, he still has double Dispel against 2 of these ultis from Treant Protector.
Ancient Apparition, by the way, did finally get to level 25. Life is good for an AA enjoyer.
Octarine Core next. I love that one. This is something that he did have. 25% cooldown reduction and a casual Chasm Stone. Bigger AoE. Extra 40 AoE can definitely make a difference.
Back again on the Mad Stones. Have your choice. What do you want to... what do you want to change out? Oh my god, my brain is melting. Replace. That's the word I'm looking for. Oh my god. They have double Fallen Sky. Tree Volley. Rolling Thunder. Fallen Sky coming in. Assassinate. Lands on a Zhang Yu. Ooh, Rolling Thunder hits him on the Timber Chain out, but they really just cannot commit. Ice Blast is yet to be used. Wise waiting for his moment to get a little bit of lockdown and maybe get an Ice Blast to hit.
I don't think they can. I don't think they can go and push the high ground anymore. You have Sniper with Divine Rapier, fully 6 slotted.
They tried to go up on the high ground with amplified damage on that SF and a Divine Rapier. Now they don't have either of those things. Although he bought another Divine. He just bought...
There's
okay,
another
you know
Divine.
what? Stop. I was in the middle of my sentence, Lo. That's not cool. Still 2674 is crazy. Like, I would almost have this as a 50-50 at this point.
Yeah, their chances are getting higher and higher on Vici Gaming to win this game.
If they can last another minute 50, which I probably think they will, because Dire, I don't expect them to push the high ground without an Aegis. And that's not up for another 2.5 minutes. I expect at that point, Sniper will have his buyback back. Closing in on 85 minutes. We've had a couple of these Lacoste where we've had 65, 75, 85 minutes. And XM seems to be involved in them a lot.
Gee, I wonder why. I really can't tell. Kind of hard to find the pattern.
For TI, for a chance to play in front of the home crowd in Shanghai. Looking to grab China's first Aegis since 2016. That's 10 years ago. Both these teams would love an honor and a chance. Buyback starting to funnel in. 45 seconds till Sniper has his. Lion doesn't have his for 2 minutes.
Buybacks on Vici Gaming are so much more valuable. There's always, you know, they're finding a way to find some kind of way to come back into the game, make sure that, you know, some kind of a sneaky move with keeping in couriers back in the days. This time, I don't feel like there is that type of a play for Yakult Bros to find a way back into the game.
It's such a weird position to be in. It's another one of those positions where the team that has the lead can't win the game. We saw, which game was it where they had a 26,000 net worth lead and lost? That was this qualifier, wasn't it?
It was, yeah.
It's like yesterday or 2 days ago. The brain is not functioning on all cylinders outside of focusing on this game.
They're ready. This is the
wanna
move.
push.
They
They
tried
want it.
5 times through the bottom lane. Now they're
They'll
running
never
out of
expect
ideas.
this.
Yeah, well, yeah. Somebody says, well, they got to do something differently because the idea is just not working anymore. Scan. Scanning to see if Timbersaw is on the high ground. This is what it came down to. Bach. Let's have that nullifier. Ready to remove all of these annoying things so they can deal the damage.
The tree volley, one tree misses. Could have killed him. You never know. That one tree. Oh, gosh.
I think we're stuck. I actually think we're stuck.
It's a draw, guys. You're both going to TI. Ice Blast. Ooh. Earth Spike hit too. Nullifier. Out of the Rubik. They go to the figure. They killed Low. Another Divine Rapier on the deck. They killed him instantly. They're pinging it. Somebody's got to have space. Who wants it? Timber wants it. All my cores have Divine Rapier. Don't look at me sideways.
Suffering from success. It's going to be Magic Rapier for him, Spell Amp. Man, Sheriff has not been dealing damage in the last, I don't know, 25 minutes. I feel like he's been dying, but he hasn't really been dealing the damage. They tried. I think they're in a spot. Maybe we can check Dota Plus. I think right now, it might be actually 50-50. Still the highest damage in the game. Problem is, he hasn't been dealing much recently.
Recently, yeah. This game has a lot of Divine Rapiers, very reminiscent. I don't know if you remember the game, but in 2021, LGD played Aster, and they had multiple Divine Rapiers on a Monkey King. He had 3 in his pocket, went in, dropped them over mid, and then it went the other way, and the game was over in a heartbeat, where it looked like the team with the Rapiers were going to win. I'm wondering, are we going to see a similar situation? Do they even have that option available to them? What was the net worth lead? It was, what, 60,000? Some crazy or ridiculous number? It was
doesn't matter.
55,000 and now it's 23. Obviously, yeah, the net worth doesn't matter. Just like whose line is it anyway? The points don't matter. But man, oh man, is this one just sinking the other way.
I'm telling you, it's because of this goddamn banner that hasn't been upgraded. It's the 1200 AoE. This was the, what, 5th, 6th banner? If it kept increasing by 300, they would have been able to kill the base, get the megas.
At this point, they might be competing for a slot in TI 2027.
It's probably toilet break or something that they're saying right now. It's
it's
been an hour and a half. We might need to use one as well.
You got to play it where it lies. I don't know if you're allowed to do that.
They're not.
Let me go to my translate here. Boop, 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 boop. Camera. What does that say? Headphones.
Okay. All right, I'm gonna call
probably
it.
Ran out of battery.
The younger squad is gonna win this game. Whoever has younger players, they have better bladders. They're gonna be able to sustain themselves through this game.
Another Divine Rapier, this time for Setsu. I'm wondering who the older guys are, because you would be concerned. You'd say, oh, it's probably the guys who started Dota earlier, but that would be what we talked about with XXS, right? Started at 15, he's still only like 26. You don't actually know. Ooh, Setsu's in. Side of Fist Searing Chains goes in the Nullifier, trying to get the kill into the Ancient Apparition, the biggest piece of their combination to get this game in their hands. And by taking out this AA, it gives them a shot. Another gem is laid down on the ground, but picked up by Lion.
Setsu, he had enough. Purchased the Divine Rapier, used
Shiro, he's by
Refresher.
himself.
He can come back again. Opening up the slot.
Blink in. Volley, 1, 2, Aeon Disc. Rolling Thunder coming out from Jiang Yu. Assassinate lands on Akaka. They're going to go the other way. Setsu driving in. Timber Chain across the bow of this Rubik, but they'll look to get the kill here. Maybe get an Aegis out of Shiro. They're going to drop it. He's going to be dead. He dropped the Divine Rapier on the ground, but nobody's able to pick it up with the Ice Blast flying through. That's going to land on a Setsu, who's got his own Divine Rapier. But Divine was not picked up by anybody else. They lost this Tiny and Ancient Apparition. They bought back on both, and so did the Treant Protector.
Okay, change of mind. Now it's time to go. And I think all in Ancient Apparition. Probably he's sitting inside the base.
Yeah,
so
he's
I
not
don't think
going
they're
out
gonna
anymore.
have. Yeah, until his buyback is back online, I think he's just going to be sitting outside of the base. But they also might need his Hex. If he wanted to play from outside of the base, he could have gotten Octarine Core and then lowered the cooldown by 25%.
Your biggest issue with Ancient Apparition sitting in the base and these fights taking place further away is it's harder to angle your Ice Blast to make sure that it hits. That's a big issue that they have to deal with, because if they don't land these Ice Blasts, that's what's been giving them the advantage. Now we're 90 minutes in, and you gotta start to wonder what these heroes want and where they're gonna settle and where they're gonna try and fight.
Radiant's bottom barracks.
Range Barracks, they're doing it. Banner, I believe, is still available. Yeah, on Treant Protector, needs to
Fallen
plant it
Sky.
if they're going in. That's one.
They want the Megas. They go to the Tree Volley. They got the damage. Setsu low! Oh, no! 3 heroes dead in a heartbeat. They were there, and then they weren't. Vici, a bunch of magicians. They got that kill on everybody. A full team wipe for Vici. They might have booked the ticket with that one. Setsu dropped a Divine Rapier.
look
It's
at the
under his
barracks.
remnant. They don't even see it, and the racks are so close to dying, but this is the melee rack, so they'll start to heal up. There's a gem and a Divine Rapier under this remnant that nobody's picking up.
For the first time, I believe, in this game, it's going to be Vici Gaming
With a
at
net
least
worth
trying to
lead.
kill Roshan and their own banner. 91 minutes. They just exploded. They were gone. Very nice play coming out from Jinkyu with that level 25 talent. We're going to see it again, where he
This was-
finds the opportunity,
Oh, that Earth
stuns all
Spike.
4 of them.
What a play. Jinkyu has always been that guy. He's him.
He's been clutch. He's always been clutch. We saw him in these qualifiers where he yesterday almost carried the game with the Wind Ranger with some really sick shackles.
They're not even going to care about this Divine Rapier that's on the ground. Ancient Apparition doesn't want to be involved. He doesn't have that buyback. He's going to sit back. He's got 2 Ice Blasts in 10 seconds.
Dire structures.
Banner is down. They are ready to clean up the barracks.
This banner, what range it's got. They're going to go
Only
tier
1200.
4s.
They need to buy back. Setsu.
SF's
is
not
gonna
going to
be
buy
the
back.
first one.
He doesn't have a Divine Rapier anymore. It's still sitting bottom. Tier 4s are in trouble. Sniper can do it from a
XM,
distance. This
he's
Ice Blast
doing
is
it from
flying
the
in.
distance.
They need to be careful. They're going to have another Ice Blast coming in just a second because they're going to be able to refresh it. That's exactly what he's done. Earth Spike comes down. The right click's coming out on the Jiang Yu. And now they look over. Jinkyu in trouble. Dead. Buys back
They're going
immediately.
for the
Low trying
throne.
to do the
Left.
damage. They're going for the throne, trying to get themselves a ticket to TI. TI 2026 is in the balance as XM's going to get the kill here on the Penguin here. They're going to look over. Low's got the right with the Aghanim Scepter, but XM's going to be nullified. Setsu's in on him. The damage coming
He's
up from low.
peeping. They're
He
going for the throne.
explodes. He's got
Shiro
buyback. The throne.
needs 2
The
more
throne.
hits.
You got to defend the
You
throne.
got it.
No!